What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. This is a packed episode, so not much of an intro. We did stories with Amanda Hirsch, aka Not Skinny But Not Fat. She was so much fun. That was like over an hour. And then we had Tyler from Bachelor in Paradise and The Bachelorette on to talk all about the reunion and what happened with him and Brittany and Johnny and Victoria. We're going to get into all that. But first, this is sponsored by Proper Wild. Proper Wild gives us that Friday energy we need. Yeah. It gives us not only that Friday energy that we need on a Friday or a Thursday, it gives us that the entire week. We have a long, busy week gearing up for 500 episodes on Monday. And we needed a lot of Proper Wild. My favorite is the peach mango. It's all clean, all day energy. It's not that usual stuff, chemicals, preservatives that you're getting in an energy drink. Proper Wild is clean. It's vegan, gluten-free, GMO-free, no preservatives like I mentioned. So if you want to try Proper Wild right now, go to properwild.com/Barstool. You get 30% off your first order.
Energy shots, guys. They're
energy
great.
shots, straight to the point. That's what I love.
Exactly.
Getting right to the point.
Exactly.
Our 500th episode is on Monday.
Yay!
Yay! Which was really cool. We recorded a fun interview with Drew Barrymore, which will be out on Monday, and we also went on Drew's show.
Very inspirational. Like, I think you guys are gonna love to just hear her talk.
Yes, you just want to listen to her talk. Very insightful. You know, she talks a lot about her personal life, and she was just, I could listen to her talk all day, and we wish we had more time with her, and I'm sure people are like, why didn't you ask this? Why didn't you ask that? When Drew talks, you listen.
Exactly. And it like flew by.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden it was 45 minutes and we were like, oh my God, how is 45 minutes already gone by? Like there's just so much.
Right. So much to unpack, which was really awesome.
Really good.
And then we went on Drew's show, Drew's News, which was really
complimented us and said it was maybe the best interview that we've ever done.
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Like I was saying, we went on Drew's News, and you can listen to us there as well. That episode is out today, and it was such an honor to be invited by Drew to go on her show. Like, we could never imagine something like that growing up, watching all of her movies, being such a fan of her. To be asked to go on her show was so incredible, and we're so thankful. And we're so thankful for all of you guys for listening to this show for how many episodes, because we wouldn't be able to do 500 episodes if nobody was listening.
You guys are clocking a lot of minutes. We're seeing those Spotify Wrapped, like we said. Thank you for tagging us in all of them. It is really cool to see the lists of podcasts and everything you guys listen to and how many minutes you spend with us. I saw people being like, so many minutes listened, but it's so many revelation for us and so many minutes that we have talked.
Right. We just keep on talking.
Just can't shut up.
Yet we couldn't shut up today either. It's a long episode, but I think you guys will enjoy it, and you guys will be so excited to hear our episode on Monday that we are super proud of. On top of that, we did a little contest for our merch Black Friday, Cyber Monday, where we had people, if you bought a Rhea or Fran set as well as a beanie or a hat, then you were entered into trivia. If we said we were going to pick 5 names, and those people would be able to come on trivia with a partner of their choice for the next 5 games. So we're going to pick those names right now. If you're listening to this, pay attention closely. You may hear your name called.
There you go, guys.
And that is
the hat.
Yep.
Ooh,
there you go.
ASMR.
Ooh. Who's it gonna be?
Pick a name.
Who knows?
Alternate.
I didn't even reach deep for that. Ava G. Now,
Ava
how
G.
do we know?
I know.
I'm going to go back. I didn't know if we want to put full names.
Oh, true.
up there.
True. All right, Ava G.
You made the list.
Are the first one up to play trivia with a partner of your choice.
Brooke I.
Brooke I. Congratulations,
come on down,
Brooke.
honey.
Come on down. You'll be playing trivia with us.
Yeah.
Oh, that one felt like a
sign that it jumped out. Okay.
Lisa P.
Lisa P.
Welcome to the club, Lisa.
Lisa P.
Happy to have you.
All right. Two more.
What?
Andriana?
Oh, yeah, that one was an interesting name.
Audrey? Not Audriana.
No, it was...
Andriana M.
Andriana M. Interesting name.
I like your name. Very interesting. Very
I'm guessing
unique.
Italian.
Unique.
All right, last one. Taylor N.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go over those again. Ava G, Brooke I, Lisa P, Andriana M, and Taylor N. You guys have all been picked to play trivia. You guys will pick a partner of your choice. Those will be the next 5 games.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much, and thank you for all the people who bought merch as well and entered the contest. You know, I'm sorry that you were not picked, but thank you for entering as well. We really, really appreciate you guys. You guys, it means more than you know that you guys support us so much that you'll even buy podcast merch of your favorite podcasters, or maybe we're not your favorite, we're one of your favorites, but it really does mean a lot more than you guys know. So thank you very much, and we're excited to play with you guys.
And hopefully all the other names who didn't get selected, we can get on in the future.
Yes. Maybe we can get you guys on the future. Keep trying.
This was just a way to fast.
Yeah.
To get step
we
into
do
the
have
fast
one
lane.
game just to specify before the 5 names scheduled, and then
and then after that will start. Yeah. So look out for
those. Noah, and if you heard your name, Noah will be in contact.
Yes, he will. So thank you guys so much. Let's get into our weekly watch report segment.
Could I just say one thing? A lot of people have been sending me statistics for the trivia. Like a lot. Thank you to everyone who's sending it, and we'll send all of you merch, because some of them are very detailed. Wow. But I just wanted to put that out there so people stop. Because like I'm getting more and more every day, and I'm like, the stats have been sent. We don't need you all to go back. We don't need other people now to go back and spend so much time. But there were like many people sending that in. I'm going to like compare them all just to double check. Mm-hmm. And then I guess maybe like next week we can kind of like go through the stats. But
yeah, okay, sounds good.
Sounds like a plan. All right, let's get into our weekly watch report, and then we'll get into the rest of the show. All right, welcome back to Weekly Watch Report, where we will be talking about all of the things we watched this week and grading them. This week kind of flew by. We were very busy this week. Days got away from us, so
I'm kind of including the weekend.
Yeah, not a lot
/ last week
of viewing for myself. I did watch The White Lotus on Sunday, per usual. I'm gonna give that one
season 2, episode
5.
It's almost over.
Yeah, there's 2 more episodes left. I'm going
7 episodes.
Yes. I'm going B+ on this one. This one had a little bit more juice. It seems like we're getting somewhere. Aubrey Plaza's character is about to fly off the handle, and I'm excited about it. So I'm going to give that one a B+. And then I started season 3 of You, because season 4 of You was announced, and I never watched season 3 of You.
I don't think I ever watched it either.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not my favorite of the seasons.
How many episodes have you watched?
5.
Oh, okay. Halfway through.
I'm halfway through. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, those 5 episodes as a whole, I'm going to bank together.
Yeah, as you should.
And I'm giving it a B-.
Okay.
Not
bad. Yeah, it's not bad. It's
not amazing, but not bad.
Yeah.
But I'm intrigued.
But you're going to finish.
I'm going to finish it.
Yep. Okay, good.
And that's all I can remember at this point. I really can't recall.
Yeah. So I have a couple things as well. Like you said, there wasn't too much. I am deep into Love Island Australia season 4. If anyone out there is watching,
should I watch?
I think it's good. I think they have good drama.
But you would know what I like.
Yes, I think you would like it. I think you would like it.
And it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. However, like I liked it enough. The first 4 episodes were put on Hulu. Well, the first 3, and then 4 was put on. I think 5 is on there now, but it's like the release dates I can't figure out on Hulu, like when they come out, when they don't. So I still have I still have a VPN because I would watch Love Island UK, and you can watch Love Island Australia for free. Like you don't have to pay for an account or anything. You just go on like the website that it's on. So once I watched 1 through 4 on Hulu and there wasn't a new one out, I was like, fuck, I need to know what happened, because I think there's maybe 18 or 9, like there's 3 weeks or so of episodes. I think it started at the beginning of November or end of October, the season premiered. So I have been watching on the Australian website through my VPN, and I've watched 9 episodes, I would say. So season 4, 1 through 9, I've watched, and I'm locked in. This is like a solid A- for me right now on Love Island. It's good. They're all like, there's some, and I say this with love, there's some real idiots on this show. And it's just good, bad TV. Like, they just really sometimes say really stupid stuff. And I do think sometimes there's a more strategy on Love Island Australia. Like, they're more open about it because they have had scenarios where, like, the money has been taken at the end by just one person. And it feels like people keep that money situation more in mind. I think they have like ex-contestants coming in. I know they have, they brought in a guy from like another Australian reality show that had people freaking out too. So it's been juicy. It's been good. I recommend if you're into Love Island and you need like a little bit of a Love Island fix before the UK winter season, I guess is going to start, I hope in January. I don't know when exactly the date is, but I'm in on that big time. Dead to Me, I have not finished, but I've watched season 3, 1 to 4. I'd give that I'd give it a B+. I like it, and I am gonna finish as well. I just was a little slow to finish, but I'm liking it. It's kind of not hard to watch because the show, I want to know what happens at the end, and I know people, like you said, were like disappointed by the ending, but it's just like it's heavy, not heavy, but it's like hard to watch.
The entire season is heavy.
Yeah,
I did not love the end.
Yeah,
and I didn't love the season.
Yeah. Okay. So as of right now, 1 through 4, I like it. I watched them very quickly, and they had me hooked. I'm trying to think if I watched. I did no movies this week. I've been really watching Love Island Australia.
I tried to watch that Kristen Bell movie on Amazon Prime, but my Amazon Prime wasn't loading, and I was getting really frustrated. Would you recommend it? Yeah, what did you watch?
Are you done?
Yeah, I would say my honorable mentions that I don't need to grade, but have been watching. The Voice, Dancing with the Stars, and those are over, but still watching The Voice. And what have I been watching? 911, if anybody watches 911 on Fox.
Can't say that I do.
That's another one that I'm banking. And, Game of Thrones. Joe and I are doing a Game of Thrones rewatch.
Oh,
so
really?
I am watching Game of Thrones.
From the very beginning?
From the very beginning. We've done season 1 to 3.
What inspired that?
We just haven't watched in a while, and we finished after like House of the Dragon. We were kind of like, we'd love to go back and watch again. I've only watched once. Like, I watched Game of Thrones. Joe and I did like a heavy binge before the last season came out because neither of us had watched, and we were like, shit, we want to watch the last season when everybody watches it. So we watched those quickly, and then we watched the final season when everybody else watched the final season. But since then, we have not gone back to watch, and now knowing everything that happens and whatnot, it is very fun to watch from the beginning, and you catch on things that you missed the first time you watched because you didn't know that those were important. So we're doing that, and we've watched 3 episodes. So that's as far as I'm in on my Game of Thrones. Maybe I'll go season by season on grades if I want to do that, but we've only watched 3 from the first season. So. Yeah. But that's what I'm rewatching.
The first season always feels slow to me. When I try to go rewatch, I'm like, I don't want to watch this, and I skip to like one of the good episodes.
Yeah, I just, sometimes you just miss like little tidbits here and there that make you go, huh.
Yeah. I always just skip to Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah.
Episode. I did watch the Kristen Bell movie last night, actually. And I actually thought it was...
What is that called?
The People We Hate at Weddings.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I heard that was good.
It was surprisingly, like, I clicked it thinking, like, this is going to suck, but, like, I want to watch something. And
yeah. It's a lot of good actors.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good. I'll give it I was going to give it a C+, but I'll give it a B-
okay.
for what it is. Like, It's like a good...
It's not up to cuff with your...
No, like... It's a good...
With your type of cinema?
Have you ever watched This Is Where I Leave You?
Yeah.
It's like similar
good
to that,
movie.
I would feel like.
Okay.
Yeah. Not as good, but solid watch. I watched have you heard about that show Chippendales with Kumail Nanjiani? I started watching that. Actually, I think it's very good. Interesting.
What is that about?
Is Nicola Peltz in that one?
Nicola Peltz.
Brooklyn Beckham's wife.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait, who does she play?
What is that show about?
It's about the guy who started Chippendales.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who was played by Kumail.
Yeah.
But yeah. And so I would give that...
How many episodes have you watched?
I've watched 2, but I think the third one's out. But I'll give that an A-.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I might watch that.
Yeah. White Lotus, I think B+ is a solid score. I thought this was a very good episode compared to the other ones.
Better than the other ones, for sure.
Yeah.
It seems like we're getting somewhere.
And then I had the conversation with you where I'm like, do you think... Are you caught up or no?
No, I haven't watched one second.
You're
the
not
second
even the second season. I think this isn't really a spoiler or anything, but it's just like I think you think she's definitely playing the prostitute's definitely playing the kid
100%.
But I'm like I don't know. Maybe it's just like maybe I'm a hopeless romantic.
I'm a hopeless romantic, but I also am.
I think it's half and half. It could go either way.
I'm also, hesitant to trust people, and I think
she's not asking for any money.
I think she's playing him like a fiddle. I think she's doing the the other guy's not paying, so that he ends up paying.
But she was like, I don't want your money. Like I just like.
I saw a very funny. I think it was on like Comments by Celebs story of like a tweet, and I haven't even watched it, but just from listening to you guys talk about it, it made me laugh because it was like characters on White Lotus season 2, like Aubrey Plaza's husband, and then like all just like the way nobody refers to anybody as like their actual character name.
Some people are named like
prostitute.
I don't think I could tell you. I don't think I could tell you one name.
I know their names, but Harper, Cam could never tell you Aubrey Plaza's husband's name. I hate him so much.
So
they all suck.
I don't even. Here's the thing.
I hate the girl.
I've been slow to
Portia.
Oh, which one is that?
The assistant, Jennifer Coolidge's
Portia,
assistant. I hate her, yeah.
I've been slow to watch this one because I'm tale as old as time with living with a boyfriend or partner. And when he saw that I started the first season of White Lotus without him, he was very upset. And I was like, I didn't show any interest in watching. It's been a year. The second season's coming out. I'm going to watch because I want to watch it. And he was like, damn, you watched it without me, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, we've been going.
Like an every Sunday night thing.
I know. We've been going back and forth being like, well, I said, do you just want to watch the second season with me? Because there's no correlation. They're different. Like they're totally different shows. Like it's the same name, but different. And he's like, he got upset because he was like, it's the principle. Like I want to watch the first season before the second. And then, so I haven't watched the second season yet because I was like, oh, am I going to start? And then he's going to So last night he came home and said, I will watch the second season without watching the first. So now we can start it.
Okay.
So we will be doing that.
I saw a funny tweet that I retweeted from Chicks in the Office that was just a picture of Marion Mosby and was like, let him run a White Lotus.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good memes about that of like Mary Kate and Ashley or like the cast of like the OC.
I like the premise of the show a lot, but I'm just like, there's sometimes too many storylines going on where you obviously end up caring about one way more than the rest of them.
You know what's so funny is my parents picked me and G up from the airport when we went for Thanksgiving, and they were talking about the season because my dad, they're watching it, but they never watched the first season. They're watching the second. And I'm like, it's so funny. I'm like, I was like, oh, you guys didn't watch the first season? They're like, no, but there's like no connection, right? I was like, no, but it's the same premise, like murder mystery. And my mom's like, murder mystery? Like, and I'm like, Mom, are you watching? And my dad's like, oh, you were out of the room for like the first 10 minutes of the first episode. She was like, never went back and watched. So
she didn't know that the whole time.
My mom was like, I was really starting to wonder where the show was going. And I was like, you just really missed like
I think every season starts off with like there's somebody dead. It's just a murder mystery.
Which is just so funny that she's just been watching with my dad, having no idea that somebody was like obviously killed, and that the point is like, you want to know who did it? Yeah. She was like, oh God, I really was wondering what direction the show was going in. I'm like, murder mystery.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you heard of the show Fleischman is in Trouble?
Yes.
I've watched the first 3 episodes of that. The first 2 were iffy, and then I liked the last one, so I'll give it a B overall, the first 3.
First 3.
But I like Jesse Eisenberg. I'm a Jesse Eisenberg guy.
First 2 episodes are bringing down the average.
I like Jesse Eisenberg too.
Bringing down the average. But it's getting, that's also like I'm not going to say anything, but like it's entertaining.
Okay. What is that on?
That's on Hulu.
Nice. Okay.
Sex Lives of College Girls. I watched. I was home, and
I'm not gonna. Found all the time to watch.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna pretend that I just don't want to watch it because it's like a funny show. But I was home, and my sister and mom turned it on.
Okay.
But I would have watched it anyway.
Did you watch the first season?
Yeah.
On your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you weren't just watching because your mom.
No, I actually really do want to.
It's funny. It's good writing.
I actually really do want to watch because I have only heard good things and all my friends love it. Like I'm the only one of my friends that I think doesn't watch it.
I think it's not as good as the first season. I'll give it a B so far.
Okay.
Second season, but and then I watched this movie the other night.
How did you find the time?
I told you though I do a lot of multitasking.
Yeah, I feel like you're also we're going back to Thanksgiving. I can't even remember. I was watching a lot of.
I'm not putting everything, and I talked about the menu, which was great. Last time, but The Vanishing, it's on. It's with Gerard Butler. Gerald
Butler.
It came out a few years ago, but it was on Netflix, and I'll give it a B-. Okay. It's an interesting movie. And then I watched 13 Lives, the movie 13 Lives, which is new. This came out this year. I think it's like part of the whole Oscar.
Oh, I haven't heard
of
that.
It's about the soccer team in Thailand who got caught under the cave.
Yes, I heard that's a real fucking heart.
It's
you're
intense.
Watching it, it is intense.
I'll give that a B+. It was it's what you would expect.
Is it a documentary
or
is it like a fictionalized
it's a movie?
Yeah.
And the way they do it
of the real story
is very cool. The way they tell the story is unique.
Do you think Oscar worthy?
Yeah. I don't think it'll win anything probably. But
like nominated.
Yeah.
It's part of like my dad just through his job, he gets the movies sent to him, which I always used to brag about as a kid. Like, because we'd get the movies sent to our... I remember watching The Wolf of Wall Street like months before it came out in our living room.
You must have
felt on DVD, like with
on a DVD. And it has the thing that comes up like this is like illegal. Yeah. So this is always when they start to come in. So when we were home for Thanksgiving, just pop that in. But I think it's on Amazon too. 13 Lives.
Nice.
Very nice.
That's it.
Well done, Noah. Good week for you.
Yeah, you clocked in some good hours.
Yeah. Okay, now we have a great conversation with Amanda Hirsch, not skinny but not fat.
You guys saw us promoting all Black Friday and Cyber Monday the whole weekend, all of our new pieces that just dropped on the Barstool Sports store. If you go to store.barstoolsports.com or go to the link in the description, you could shop all our new pieces. We have the Fran set, the Rhea set, sweatshirts, sweatpants, I was going to say hoodies, but that's the same thing as sweatshirts. We have thermals, hats, everything you need, plus our journals, our pens, all of our old merch as well. So make sure you guys are going to store.barstoolsports.com. Get yourself something, get your friends something this holiday season, or maybe there's some other brands here that you guys like as well. Make sure you look for that. We love you guys. Thank you guys for supporting us. And once again, store.barstoolsports.com. All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest.
She's peeing in the studio.
Oh my God, it's disgusting. Amanda Hirsch, aka Not Skinny But Not Fat, has joined us today. We are so excited. We've been wanting you on the show for a while now. We keep up to date with all of your Instagram stories. And I guess my first question is, like, how high is your engagement on your Instagram stories?
I don't know.
You don't check that?
Mean no. I mean, I do. I think Instagram like hates me half the time. I don't show up for people, so I can't really think about that, because then I'll be like, why am I? So but people are very engaged.
You used to be like always my first story, and then like now you're like down the line more. I don't know why that is.
Probably. Who can keep up? Like, I'm not going to keep saying bish. I'm going to say bitch. You know what I mean? I've given up on trying not to be shadow banned at this point because whatever.
Also, if you don't make reels, they get mad at you too.
Oh, that's what I heard. They keep on offering me money.
Yes.
Have you accepted?
No.
You guys accepted? They're like, you could have made $382 in the past 3 months if you signed up.
Right,
you think other influencers are signing up?
Mine's like, you could have made $1.15 if you signed up for that reel. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
I mean, no.
But people maybe who like making reels.
Yeah. No, they need to chill a little bit.
But you are always I am clicking your story as soon as it goes up, like almost like an embarrassing, like it'll be like 52 seconds, and I'm like, I clicked that way too fast. Why did you start like I mean, you kind of do post everything on there. But
I do just post everything. Yeah.
Does it just come natural to you now? Like you're just like, I'm just gonna get all my thoughts out here.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like not. It's like the opposite of curated.
Yeah.
Like even my screenshots turn out ugly somehow. The text is like there are typos. I think it's because for me that's kind of, I used to send like my sister shit, right? I'd see something, be like, I'd shoot it over, like DM, be like, oh my God. And then the way my Instagram transitioned from like, I started with memes in 2015. The way it shifted into like more pop culture, celebrities, and just everything else was like one day, just instead of sending it to my sister, I was like, oh, maybe they'll care about this, you know? And then I did. And then I just kept on sharing every single thing, because I realized, I think with time, that like, if I care about it, like they'll care about it, because they care about stupider shit than I care about. Like sometimes they're like, but did you see? And I'm like, that's really stupid. So then I'm like, if something pops up on my like For You page that's a cute little throwback even of like Selena Gomez, like why wouldn't you want to see it? It's a cute little throw. So I just kind of share everything that I come across, that I see, that I think is interesting. And if I really thought about like what everybody would want to see, then I probably wouldn't do what I do, because then there's so much stuff. There's so many shows. There's so many celebrities. There's so many different sectors. Like not everybody cares about The Bachelor, but not everybody cares about fucking, Netflix shows. So yeah, it's kind of just like everything.
Do you always get like good gossip that I think people like miss out on sometimes?
Yeah.
Do people send you a lot of stuff that they're like, Amanda, you have to post this? Yeah.
Well, no, they won't say you have to post, but they're like, oh my God. Yeah. And a lot of times, like, my followers are more up to date than me. Right. And a lot of times,
kind of like Dumas, if Dumas was a public person sometimes.
Yes.
Like, I don't think so.
Like not with like spottings or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not like tips, but like, hey, did you guys like see who unfollowed this person?
Yeah. But like if people send me tips, unless it's like really fucking good, I'm usually not gonna post it, because like I don't know if it's true, or pictures of people, that makes me feel weird. Somebody just sent me with Love Is Blind like a picture of Raven and SK at like Costco. I couldn't post it. I was like, that feels so weird. Like I know Demois does it, and like, but I just felt weird about it. But yeah, a lot of times, for example, this is a random example, but I paid attention to it because I'm like, I told the girl, okay, so this girl sends me, and it's so random too what I see, because obviously I can't read all my shit, but I try to at least like skim, because there could be gold in there. Like I don't know what could be a hidden gem. So somebody was like, oh my God, I don't know if you'll care, but Trish, like, look at this story. And then I click it, and it's Trish Cyrus, which like I don't follow Miley Cyrus's mom. And she's with Tish. Wait, is it Trish?
It's Tish. She was like, I don't follow her mom.
Who's Trish?
Yeah, Tish.
Yeah,
like that's just what you go for.
All your pop culture and news and updates. So she is dating Dominic Purcell from Prison Break.
Yes.
Super hot. I watched the show. So I was like, oh my God, this is such a hot, like, older couple. So I told the girls, like, oh my God, I'm going to post this. And then I looked online. I was like, it's no way. And she told me, she's like, she's been posting them for weeks, and like nobody's
cares. Picking up on
I was like, and not in an overconfident way. I was like, they will know.
Yeah.
Literally, I posted this story, and then E! News had
I saw all the headlines.
Like all the headlines. And I told the girl, I was like, it came from her. Yeah. So a lot of times my followers, because of things, I can't follow everyone in the world. So yeah, a lot of times they'll be like, have you seen this? And then I'll see it for myself. So that's really helpful. Thank you for your support of the cause. But yeah, so that's a cool thing.
It's helpful for us. I mean, we like to do.
We talk about you all the time. I'm like, I saw this on.
When we're sitting and brainstorming before recording a podcast or something, we'll be going through like topics we want to talk about, and both of us will always be like, she'll say, "Oh, did you see this?" And I was like, oh, on Not Skating Enough story.
Thank you.
Do you think that there's some things that people would think you'd be really interested in? You're like, I really just don't care about this at all. And then there's other things that you're weirdly really interested in, because that's where I fall, where I'll get really passionate about a story that I see that I have no idea why, but for some reason it's really piquing my interest. And then when it comes to like something really big, I'm like, okay.
Well, yes. I think, well, first of all, the royals, it's like getting into that.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, Meghan Markle was like, I said like something and then like, whoa. And I'm like, I'm never going to speak again because I'm not a royal. So I think the royals is one of them. Ozempic, I got really hot and bothered about.
I was following that on your.
Which again,
and
after
I
posted it, I mean, I'm not giving myself credit, but it's like a lot of things. I knew about Ozempic from somebody in like Hollywood that told me about it like a while ago. Was like, by the way, everyone's on it. This. And then I was talking to her about it.
Is it like a shot?
A shot.
Yeah. So I saw a commercial for it the other day that it was.
Whoa.
Yeah, that one.
Oh.
Yeah,
very
it's
catchy.
very
They have a very catchy jingle.
I want to sing it every time I see.
Yeah.
I'll see a picture of like certain celebrity and I'll just be like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All these celebs. And that I mean, I could keep going. There are things that just, I want to talk about all day. And then people are like, I think people are into it, but it's also such a fine line. I'm not going to call anybody out, that's on it. That's not fair to anybody. So that had to end at some point. Yeah. But I was you guys, I went to my like annual PCP and I was like, in my head, I was like, should I do an experiment
and ask
and just be like, I'm just feeling
you just turned into an investigative reporter.
I was like,
I went on the inside.
Yeah. I gained 5 pounds. I don't know. Is there anything to do? Like I was highly debating it because that's how much I'm interested in it and how much my DMs were blowing up with stories like I was offered it and med spas and advertisements and like all this shit and
med spas is crazy.
Med spas is crazy. And the fact that Hollywood is like open about it. And then I listened to Chelsea Handler. She talks about it freely on her podcast. Yeah. Like all this shit. Then now that I know about it is everywhere. And now like, they're all talking about it.
And now you can't see people without thinking like, are they?
I know.
Are they not?
And if I take a hot picture of myself, I almost want to be like, I swear it's not Ozempic. It's a really good angle. Like I swear. Yeah.
And I feel like I also really liked what you said about the Balenciaga stuff because it's like taken on a whole like different like a life of its own. It's like a side story of like, and you're like, no, they still made a mistake. Like it's not some giant QAnon conspiracy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with this. It's like, wow, the Balenciaga thing is crazy. And it's, if I'm getting like, how aren't you talking about this where I am? Right. Imagine what like Kim Kardashian is getting. I mean, I don't know if she's alive, this woman.
Yeah.
But obviously major fuck up. Yeah. Obviously what the fuck is going on. But I think I'm such a naive person where I'm like, but why would they do that? Like I still don't get it. I'm more like, what's the intent? What's the motivation? Why? But obviously there are facts and the facts are these things were there.
Yeah.
So why is the media trying to cover for them where they're saying like this happened, it's not our fault, but like it happened. No one's trying to lie that it wasn't there.
It's incredibly strange. We talked about it the other day and we're like, we just can't wrap our heads around. I think my take on it was the bear situation and all that was like poor taste. Like the vision that they had was totally different than how people took it. And then they could have been like, you know what? We didn't even think of it like this, but now that you're bringing it up, oh my God. But then when it got even weirder with like the court documents, I was like, all right, this is really strange. Yeah. Like there's something weird.
And, like suing the marketing firm or whatever the other firm. It was like your Balenciaga. Somebody saw the pictures before they went. Before they went up.
Do you find it hard to talk about the Kardashians now because you feel a little bit closer to them?
Yeah, I think that I'll say this to anybody like. If they had a relationship with them, you wouldn't fucking talk about them too. Yeah, you know what I mean? If they gave you exclusive interviews and were super friendly to you, you wouldn't be like, well, fuck them. Like
you wouldn't do that. You have had the big three on your podcast.
Yes. Yeah. The big three. Are you Chloe, Julia Fox over here? Excuse me.
On your show.
Yeah.
Which was all the interviews were amazing and so fun. But yes, I'd imagine that I'd be like, oh, I don't really like this one thing that they did, but I'm not going to post it.
I mean, the thing is, like, I'm not going to, first of all, but
if it's in a joke, I feel like they can take
they can take a lot. Yeah. Like, I feel very comfortable talking about, like, clothing choices. First of all, the Jenners are a whole other story. I don't care. I can talk about that as much as I want. But, and I do Cards Catch Up, like a show that I got it before then, and they're, like, fully talk, like, I'll say pretty much anything. But it's, and obviously no one's trying to bash them, right? E isn't trying to bash them. People on the internet really want to bash them. Yeah. And it's like, what I say is, this isn't the place for that. You're going to find a lot of other accounts that want to do that all day. But even literally objectively about Kim, I wouldn't focus on her anyway.
Right.
People are taking the Balenciaga thing and just want to be like, well, what did Kim say? And when and it's like, do you care about what happened, or do you care about if Kim is speaking out?
And if you're going to be that big on it with celebrities, there are so many other celebrities. I said this, like Nicole Kidman had her Balenciaga spring campaign photos up on her Instagram, like not taken down, still posted. Everyone's like, why isn't everyone yelling at Nicole Kidman to take down her picture?
Anything to
and do you think like Kim Kardashian
Kim.
like supports pedophilia? Like that's what you literally think.
Or like that Kylie was posting pictures of her kid to distract.
Oh my God, don't you love that? No, don't you love
the Balenciaga
Don't you
news?
love that
she was
they
like,
thought
what?
that Kim, that Pete Emrata's photo came out at the time on purpose?
Yeah.
Like people literally think Pete is dating Emrata for Kim to post about Balenciaga and them to take the, and I'm like, oh my God. So yes, it is, obviously it becomes harder, but it's
sometimes
also
people
like
really lose common sense when it's like comes to this
and
stuff.
also like
it's not that complicated.
Right.
And
it's like when Julia Fox said that she started dating Kanye for Kim. Like,
right.
No, you didn't.
She had me, like I was so into her from what's the video I love, the aging one. And then with this one, I'm like, are you okay? Like
you did not start dating Kanye for Kim.
Like
that didn't happen.
And people bought it though.
Yeah, they're like,
that's why you guys don't understand. Like I got my.
She's a girl's girl.
Yes. People like no, not really.
It's like no, I really think she meant that. It's like, would you do that?
No, no. What she did it for her career,
and she also said that Kanye wasn't that kind of guy around her. So if you're saying you only did it to help Kim, but also saying Kanye wasn't that kind of guy around you, and that he was a different guy around you, so you did like him, so it wasn't for Kim.
Yeah.
Very bizarre.
The whole thing is bizarre.
So I want to ask you about your podcast too, because I always love like when you do your shows kind of solo, I'm just like, that must be so hard, because I always have Rhea to bounce off of. And I'm like, it's pretty impressive when you can just do it on your own.
Yeah, I actually like it less. Like I do like to bounce off someone more. I think a lot of podcasters do solo pods, and a lot of people like it, but I really enjoy having guests. Yeah, like because I'll tell you what, my Instagram is so timely, right? It's like if it's not in the moment, like it could be before the moment, you know,
a day later you're like, no one cares about this
anymore. So my podcast, imagine it's like you put it in and then it has to be edited, so I'm going to talk in a week about something that happened last week. So I feel like with this industry, like it can't be a usual thing. So I sometimes do, and it's nice to like, I like giving like kind of background. Like whenever I did a big interview, it's like telling everybody kind of how it went, and probably, you know, going against the NDAs that I signed. But yeah, I like having guests, and it's become, I'm sure you guys feel this too, like podcasts have become kind of a stop on like tours, press tours. Like people, like pitches have gotten so many more pitches of guests that I didn't even think of. Like it used to be, oh, if I like someone, I'll ask them on the podcast. If not, I'll do a solo. And now it's like, there's so much going on and so many people to talk to, and people that I didn't even know, but I'm like, I still want to have them because they seem cool and they're doing cool things. And so yeah, it's become really cool, because it's like, I wasn't, you know, I feel like it's a skill, obviously, to talk to people, and you have to like learn it and get better at it. So it's something I'm really proud of.
What was the process of getting Kim on the show first? Because I feel like once you got one, it was like the other sisters were like, oh, we can do her show.
Yeah, that's what's funny. I kept on telling Courtney. Well, Courtney was like my big love. Like I was always her team before even the like most interesting to look at vibe. But Kim happened first, so I wouldn't ever ask them on my podcast, because like who would think that they would come on your podcast?
It's an automatic no.
Like who would do that?
It's like, we don't do podcasts.
Like no. But so they reached out to me, which is a wild thing. I got an email from Hulu, like into my, like I have a notskinnymanafad.com.
Yeah.
And I have a contact me page, and it came through there. And I was like, what kind of troll?
Is this
no, like I was like, this is a new low to like really try to hurt me. And it was basically like, hi, like writing from Hulu. The Kardashians is moving. Don't know if you heard. Wanted to see if you're interested in having Kim Kardashian on. And I'm like, What?
And this is how they do it?
Like,
Hulu
and that's what's
out?
so wild. And then I Googled the lady, found her on LinkedIn, was like, this is fucking, I was like getting my nails done.
It's a real person.
I was like, Amy, do you care? Like, no one cares. Like, who do I tell? Like freaked out and said like, you know, I was like, let me think about it. I was like, let me think about it. Fucking yes. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, died. And kept on telling myself, like, this is not going to happen. Like, yeah, they reach out, but like, it probably won't. And then it happened. It was like super fucking cool.
That is truly insane. I think that everyone who followed you was also just as excited for you because you can just tell that you just follow them and like genuinely love them. Yeah. And so it was awesome to see. And also made them like
freaking out.
Humanize them. Yeah. Which you're like,
podcasts are very good at humanizing people because you get to actually have a full length conversation.
And I feel like you're so smart too. I'm like, how did you guys? I almost wanted to say to her, like, why are you doing it? You don't need this. You know, like, why would you want to come on my podcast? Like, you don't need this, but they're so always thinking about the next thing.
And they're so self-aware, I feel like, which is I love about them.
And I feel like she just thought like that it would be a good thing. Yeah. Like that she literally thought 335 million followers, you know, isn't enough. Let's reach more people. And I mean, I obviously really appreciated the opportunity and it's wild. Yeah. And then I got home. I was like on a high, got home from LA. And then I got a message from like their team being like, so when's Chloe? Right. And I was like, are you shitting
like, I would have stayed.
Yeah, I was like, but I have to come back. Yeah. Or is she coming to New York? No. Okay, Calabasas. Okay. Yeah. So like you go to Calabasas. You know what I mean?
So Courtney was the hardest one to get.
No, so Courtney, when I became like friendlier with them, had talked to her about it and she was like, oh my God, like maybe like blah, blah, blah. But I could tell, I was like, you know what, Courtney, she's not a talker. Yeah. We've seen her on the show. So I never brought it up again. Yeah. I was like, and when I saw her at like the few events that I saw her, I was like, jealous Kim did it. Jealous Chloe did it. I was trying to like hit it where it hurts, you know? Yeah. And she was like, we'll do a day. I don't know if you guys saw it. She said, whatever. I was like, hey, when's the day? So And then it actually happened. The way things happen is so wild because people think these things. And you guys probably know from booking your show and meeting influencers. Today, influencers, day 2, have like PR teams, agents. Right. Fucking, you're like, can I talk? Are you a human?
Right. Yeah.
They, on the other hand, you would think, people are like, they have, you know. The way my podcast with Courtney happened is I gave up totally. I'm just staring at your tits there in the photo. Yeah. The way the Courtney interview happened is I had Steph Shep on. That was super cool. You know, Yep. It was a really cool one actually because no one knows her. Yeah. I'm like, so you're really cool looking. Yeah. And you're really like just I love her wear style, everything you wear. Yeah. But like tell us about you. So it was a really cool one. And then we left the studio and Steph was like, did Simon talk to you about having Courtney? And I was like, what? And she was like, we were talking like she should do it. And I was like, no one told me. Yeah. And she was like, and this is before Lemmy came out. Right. And she was like, oh, she's told Simon to like talk to you. And I was like, he didn't say that. And I trying to cool, like, I don't know, like he didn't mention. And she was like, yeah, I even told her like if she wants to do it before me. And I was like, wasn't part of this conversation. Yeah. And then I think that night she had her event for her like perfume with Sniff, whatever. And then Simon told me they're like, oh yeah, we want Courtney to do it. And I was like, okay. And then Courtney was there too. And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I was like, okay.
What day?
Yeah. And that's literally how it happened. And until the day, and then Simon was like, oh, the 27th, because Lemmy's the 28th, and this is, and I was like, okay. And I literally booked my ticket, not knowing where we're filming it, not knowing anything. Like I trusted that it would happen. Mm-hmm. And like the day of, they were like, it's at Courtney's house. And like my podcast team obviously came, but it's just wild the way things happen because people always think things are way more grand and like teams and like Simon literally is the one who organized this. Yeah. Like her friend feel like, fucking Simon. Yeah.
I feel like when you get that big, they make all the decisions. Mm-hmm. So it's like when you're an influencer or like kind of on a lower level, you have people like telling you should do this and you should do that. And of course they make the final decision. But for the Kardashians, they're like, no, we want to do this. True. So no one's going to tell them, no, you're not going on her podcast. Because they're like, no, I'm going to go on her podcast.
True. They make the decisions, and then they have the people working for them, like making it happen. Yeah. But with Chloe, it was her assistant. With Kim, it was Tracy. That's her right hand. Like there aren't, loads of people. Like with everybody else, it's like PR and this and that. And actually with them, it's like not the easiest, but the most straightforward in a way.
Because I feel like we've had people that have wanted to come on our show, but then their people cancel or say no. Yeah. And it's like, but they want to come on.
Do you know what I fucking hate? When I get a pitch from a fucking PR person and then I'm like, okay, I'll do this person that I don't really care about, but it's kind of cool, which I told you. Yeah. And then they don't fucking like share it. I'm like, you asked to come on my show.
Yeah. You're like, where's the reshare on the story?
No, that's a huge deal to me because it's like, I wouldn't expect Kim to share it, and she fucking linked it thousands of times.
It's almost the bigger ones though that
are nicer.
Like they know. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like Audrina. Thank you. But no, so things like that, I'm like, I read your fucking book. Yeah. You know what I mean? For you to come on. And I fucking did.
Yeah. I know I'm the one that reads the books when they have the book coming out. I'm the one that reads the book.
I mean, reading the books is a whole new level.
We went through a stint of like
6-week span where we had just every person who's coming out with a book, and we just have them all piled up.
Wait, can I tell you a story? So at first I was like, I'm not reading the books. And I had Jenny Molin on.
Yeah. Well, she's fantastic.
Well, she's amazing. But that's why I was like, she's amazing. Yeah. We'll talk about other things. Yeah. And then my friend was like, read like a page in the middle and then like bring up something from that page. And I did that. I was like, this line about your chin. And no, you guys are going to die. So have this whole conversation with her without reading the book. Yeah. Finish. And I'm like, oh my God, I like got through that. And then she's like, what are you doing on June 14th? And I'm like, what am I doing on June 4th? Like on my podcast. And she's like, moderating my book event. And I'm like, yes. And then I had to read the book. Yeah. But I can't believe I got through
the book.
The book is so great. I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah. We almost have to be careful at how much you say that you love the book.
Moderate a full conversation about the book.
But since then, I've started reading the books. But it's a huge thing. What comedian went on? Someone made a really good joke that was like, I think it was Michael Che. I love him. Yeah. He was like, when I have my own talk show, no one's coming on to promote their book. I'm not reading anybody's fucking book.
Yeah, I feel that. I've said that in the past where I'm like, I wish that we could just like have people on that just want to like have a conversation
and not promote shit
and not promote stuff. But then you're like, you don't get them on unless
they want to promote. But I think the people that are
are
smart know that like people that have been in business for a while know that obviously this isn't, you can't come and just be like a QVC, right? Yeah. They'll wait till the end. But it's funny when it's like, so, so-and-so wants to come on and talk about her new line. And it's like, no one's going to care. She has to talk about her ex-boyfriend and like all the other shit. And at the end, get to her line. So when people don't get that, so I think the Kardashians, speaking of them, get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with their show
when you
and
had Ashley Tisdale, I think that's like too like, and we had her on our show as well, and it was the same thing, like promoting her line, and stuff. But like she was open to talking about all other
everything
stuff,
goes back. I can't like think of a specific person, but it will make me laugh when we have somebody on, and like it just goes back to like every question goes back like, oh well, in chapter blah 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 in my book, and you're like, no, get off the book. Like I feel like sometimes that happens. It's rare, but you're like, okay, they just like they talked about their Christmas movie the entire time.
Their Christmas movie. Oh my God, who's that? Okay, you know who did it like blatantly? This was the most shocking one for me. Luann de Lesseps.
Oh yeah.
So I had her on 10 minutes in where I'm like, so Ramona was so wild at your party or whatever. And she's like, sorry, honey. She like stopped me. I was like, oh my God. And she was like, when are we going to talk about my cabaret? And I'm like,
yes. I was
you guys are not even lying. That was the line. I was like, are you Luann in real life like you are in the show? Mm-hmm. And it threw me off so much that I was like, we can talk about it now. And like I wrapped the interview up early because I was like, how, like this is, so
she loves talking about her cabaret.
Yeah, I mean it's real. It's all very real.
Yes. We've had her on a few times. She's it's always cabaret.
Right. We're supposed to go to her show.
Non-alcoholic wine.
Oh, how's that going?
Which I don't know if it's out. I think it is.
I have no idea.
I would actually still love to go to her cabaret. I think.
Yeah.
Watching.
Yeah.
Experiencing it.
That's true. How did we ever
incredible.
go?
I don't know. She's doing it. She's doing it again.
She's doing it again.
She always does it around the holiday season. So this is the time. And it always sells out. It's always like tickets are expensive.
For like jokesies, but if it's all like Bravo people that are like actually, if it's ironic, then yes. If it's like for realsies, then
no. I think it's like
I think it's for real. I think we would have fun time. Yeah, but I think
that's why you gotta go with like a good group.
Yeah, you gotta go with a good group.
To like bring a lot of people around for that. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of been. I feel like we've kind of had a little bit of a lull in like good. I feel like Pete Davidson and Emily Ratajkowski, it definitely made people freak out, but I just feel like there hasn't been anything
that interesting,
like, massive.
Yeah,
how do you
that's
think
happened in like the last month? But I feel like it's the end of the year, people start to calm down.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna focus on the holidays.
Yeah,
back to
and family and stuff.
How do you think Kim took the Emily Ratajkowski and Pete Davidson thing?
Oh my God, I would love to know.
I'm like dying to know that. I don't know why. It's my one thing where I'm like,
I feel like she's for sure like eye rolling.
Yeah,
I said that I'm jealous of Emily Ratajkowski just because she probably knows what happened between Kim and Pete Davidson. Like, not even for the fact that she's dating Pete Davidson, just like she probably knows who broke up with who.
Well, I can tell you who broke up with who. I heard.
Can you?
Yeah.
Who broke up with who?
Yeah.
We can cut it out if you don't want it public.
I said this to my people, but they sometimes don't believe me. And I'm like, when I tell you something, it's because I know.
Yeah.
Kim broke up with him, but it's so obvious.
Really?
See, I agreed with you, and
I thought that maybe Pete
Are you kidding?
broke up with. I know.
First of all, I would know when they started dating. I was like, she's gonna break his heart. Like I knew it was gonna happen.
But that felt so obvious to me that I wanted to
be the other way.
The other path and go, maybe Pete broke up with Kim. No, but yeah, that's kind of like a no duh.
And don't you realize that it happened? Okay, so what I heard from afar is that she broke up with him because it was getting like too serious, and she was into it for funsies. Yeah. Okay, that adds up. He got the kid's fucking name tattooed. Yeah. He went on a show. I forget who it was. Was it Kevin Hart's Heart to Heart?
Yeah.
And he was like, I want kids and family. And it happened right, I think, after that. Yeah. So I think it all kind of, when I was told this, made sense because first of all, that's what I thought would happen. And then he was like quick to go remove the tattoos.
Yeah. Do you think that she was like, hey, babe, maybe let's not get the tattoo?
I think he's really intense.
Yeah.
I think
so. Like, there's no stopping him. He's like, no, I'm doing this. I'm getting the tattoo.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like maybe
let's look at the track record. Like, we know, and he's himself self-admitted that he's like that hopeless romantic. He like jumps right in, like really hard,
well, that's
really
what I
quick
think. People
and
meet
fast.
him and they're like sweet, light, and it's like, do you forget he also is dark?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he's open about all of his mental health shit, and you know,
he proposed to Ariana Grande in like what was it, like not even a month?
Really
guys,
like
I'm having issues with him, and I've been saying this for a while that like I don't buy it.
You said, why does everybody leave him? You said that on your story where you were like, why aren't these things lasting?
Well, why aren't these lasting? But also, I don't buy the Staten Island smoking weed, my mom, all this shit. No, you're like gold digger or something. Like not gold digger, but you're a famous hot lady person. You're not this chill guy who used to be dating Carly Aquilina or
Cassie David.
Right, you're going after Kim Kardashian, Emrata. Like, who are you?
Yeah.
Taking Emrata to the Knicks game. How fucking? So I don't go into the conspiracies of she's doing it. He got the tickets and added Emily, like invited Emily there, knowing fully this is a fact. Like this isn't one of the conspiracies fans make. He took her to the game knowing people would see them together. Yeah. That's very, I mean, Kim, you took her to the Staten Island movie theater and like a restaurant in Staten Island probably because she wanted it to be private. Yeah. So is he a giant thirsty tiger is my question. And everyone thinks he's like chill. Mm-hmm. He's not chill.
Well, there was like the paparazzi video like really cracked me up of when he went to like go pick her up and then there was paparazzi there and he just like drove away.
I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he just drove off and went home. Like
but if I were her, that was performative.
Yeah, but I feel like if I were her, I'd be like, you they already saw us. I can't just get in your fucking car. You had to drive back home and I have to get an Uber. Also, calling her Emily feels so official. Like it's like I can never just call her Emily.
No.
Can you get her on your podcast?
We tried.
Yeah.
And it was a no.
Yeah.
If I had to,
I would want her on mine. I thought she would come on mine. I got confident. I was like, maybe.
I feel like she would go on yours.
Yeah,
I feel like
I don't think she would come
with
on
us
ours.
on like the Barstool thing would be. She would.
Oh, because she would be like, I hate everyone in this building. Yeah.
She the only. I mean, this does not help at all. But I think she did call her daddy when Alex was still with Barstool.
Oh, she did.
She did?
I'm pretty sure. No, was it like just after?
No,
because I think that was
she just did it.
Really, I thought it was
Oh,
like
she
when
just did it.
Oh, no, she didn't just do
I
it.
think she did it last summer, and I think she was still because I think that's where
Was
my
it Alex by herself?
It was Alex by herself, but I was like, hey, maybe since she did, I mean, like obviously anybody will do call her daddy, but I was like,
Yeah.
But I think it was still under Barstool, which made me think, oh, if she did it while I was with Barstool, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong though. I could be definitely wrong, but I think that was like my thought process.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If she did it while I was still with Barstool, like maybe.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't like me, I think.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys were following me then.
Well, she's
Excuse the dot, small following.
and you have a small following.
Yeah.
That's now a
Wait,
massive.
she
following.
said you have a small following.
Yeah.
She,
well, she like referred to Amanda as like
as
a
a
woman on the
woman.
internet with a
Yeah.
small following.
Yeah. But
she
I made
also talked
merge,
shit
so
about-
whatever.
She talked shit about Brie too recently
she
with the
did.
boa situation.
But it's funny because it's like the way she does
She can't
it.
take a joke. That's why I made
No,
the
she can't take
joke
a
of like.
the way she does it is funny because
She blocked Celeste Barber.
It's like
I just found
like
out.
say
Yes,
your
I saw
like
that.
you can say people's names. Like the way she does it is like,
Right.
well, there was this person.
She could
and
say-
you know exactly what her name
Or
is. Say her name.
I was like, please say girl from the internet and not woman with a small following. Like that. I'm not.
Woman with a small.
It sounds like I'm like from Kansas,
my
like
God. It sounds
in
like
my
you have a
basement.
cult.
You have like a little mommy blog.
actual like a straight up cult.
Yeah.
Like,
but I would love to like, open that up with her because I think she thinks other women don't like her because she's hot. And it's really wild to me. I was like,
No, I think
literally
she's so beautiful. I
literally
know.
start religions for hot people. Like I will pray but
yeah.
she
I don't. I there's some things that she say I'm like, yes, I totally agree, and some things that I'm like, all right.
But don't you
What are you
sometimes
doing?
feel like she's like made by man because she says all these
Yeah.
anti-men things, but then she's like, I just love being fucked. What can I do? And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
is
she's
she
like-
saying all the perfect things that every man would want to hear?
I think that I just can't get on board with all the anti-men things all the time because I'm
Yeah.
just like if you had a husband, you made a kid, like
Yeah.
you do like men, like you date men.
Yeah.
You know what I
She's
mean?
probably been really burned. I hope
Yeah,
Pete
yeah.
Davidson lightens that up.
And you also mentioned like what's Pete Davidson's personality requisite for these women,
Right,
Because they're all,
exactly.
and
They're all
I actually
different.
brought
Yeah.
that up on our show. I was like, she had a really good point, being like, they're all beautiful, successful women, but like, where is the personality?
Right. Like Leonardo DiCaprio dated exclusively like Victoria's Secret models.
Yeah.
Nobody was like, what is he like?
Yeah.
But Pete Davidson, we give him more credit than
Yeah.
to Leo. We're like, he's so funny and so cool, but obviously it's like he'll date anybody really hot and famous.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying,
because if she can't take a joke
not gonna go well.
publicly,
No.
then what
No,
what
but
if he says something
She
that's
blocked
like off?
Celeste Barber. I mean, she's so
I know.
funny.
I know. Celeste is hilarious, and like also it's if you can't laugh at yourself and the way that you post sometimes.
Yeah.
Then the self-awareness is not there,
Yeah.
and that's where you lose me.
That's where you lose
like
me,
that's
too.
like if you
Like,
don't,
when
like
her
if you're gonna
beef with
post
me
all
was
that
like-
shit and not be like, oh yeah, I mean, haha, I get it, I do like,
And like it's about your hotness.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Right.
people are making fun of your hotness, like
Yeah.
how hot you are. It's not
Yeah.
like we're like how dumb you are.
Right.
But I think
that, it's clearly a very sore subject for her because
That's
it's
the
like she
thing.
talks about
Yeah.
how she didn't get any movie roles because she's too hot.
but you know what people
and-
from the industry told me?
what?
She didn't get movie roles because she's not
not a
fucking
good
good.
actress. She's not a good
She's not fucking good. Like there's so
But they
many
told
hot
her
people.
like you're too pretty.
You're just too hot.
Margot
Yeah.
Robbie, like
The camera.
that's
just,
where we draw the line.
Camera's just gonna burst into flames when you
Like
step
Margot
on set.
Robbie in Wolf of Wall Street is like the hottest person of all time.
But you're way too
Way
hot.
too hot.
Yeah, that's such a fucking good point. So that's my thing. It's like women love hot women. Like, we're not your enemy.
But that was the way that you spun that in such a good way, and you made the merch and like all the stuff. And now I feel like it's an inside joke. That small
following.
The small following that's like 700,000 people now. Like, so
I mean,
small.
then it wasn't small. It was like 400. You know what I mean? Like then I was like, but I'm small to her. You know, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think other famous people would say that about, you know what I mean? So I felt like it wasn't, I didn't feel like it was a dig. I felt like that's what she genuinely thought. Like, But I still, you know, I really don't hate her or anything. I just think that she thinks of things not correctly.
Do you still follow The Bachelor at all? I know that you follow, but you haven't been watching.
Yeah.
Which is
I know.
where
I do want to talk
topics,
BIP couples, and I'm like, should I go back and watch? Like, I love all of the couples that came out of there, like Michael A. and Danielle. Or were they snooze?
No, that's my favorite couple
think they're
from there.
great.
I'm rooting for them.
I think in a lot of the
just
Bachelor,
the show in general is kind of like.
Are we going to watch Zach?
We have to watch every single.
But like, do you want to?
I mean, I do, because I just don't like know how I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, I would just see people posting about it and be like, what the fuck am I doing?
So
not
I thought
watching?
that, but I didn't watch Gabby and Rachel, and I didn't feel any FOMO. Like,
so I didn't watch The Bachelor up until we started working together, and she was like, you need to watch the show. And I watched a little bit of Kaitlyn Bristow's season, just kind of like with my friends, but then the first full season I watched was Ari, which was obviously like a really good season. And then after that was really good season. Like Hannah Brown season I thought was great. Isla P I thought was great. Like all these really
were good. They got bad, I feel like now. Like,
and right now I'm like, okay, this is so repetitive. And none of these couples last. Like, besides if they're on Bachelor in Paradise, what are we doing here? Like, they need to change the format. I just am personally losing interest, and I do think other people feel that way. Like, I don't think it's just me. Like, I know
definitely. I think people
are really critical of you have watched
show.
for so long. You're always gonna watch. Where because I picked it up later, it was just like a little bit.
I got literally bullied to stop. Like, I feel like my followers were like, stop watching it.
Yeah,
ours are very mixed.
You posted a poll,
and it was like 10%.
It was, and I was like, oh my god, how is nobody watching? But it's crazy because it is still like some of our biggest episodes are still
Bachelor
with
things.
Bachelor, like our Gabby and Rachel interview was like one of our biggest interviews of the year. Like, people, as much as they like to say like, oh, we don't care about the Bachelor anymore, it's like people still care. So the need is there. But I'm
interested in the drama, but just not watching episode to episode.
Yeah, so
I think that's what it is.
Agree.
Like,
I have FOMO. I am so happy I know all these real life people. Like, you know, I want to know what's going on in the real life relationships and the drama and what's happening with Colton and Kaitlyn Bristow and Jason Tartick.
Yeah.
I love that I know all these people, but I am pretty confident that like the season that I missed out on, which was Gabby and Rachel, no one's going to be talking about like Brendan. That I feel like the people that are important, I feel like I know about.
Yeah, definitely. And they have the biggest reaction. I do think a lot of people now have been talking about how just the show, like, structure in Paradise and editing is different. And it's like, did like the change of the guard happen where people like once Alon left,
he was
the
good.
show like changed a lot, and he really like ran that show. So I think like him leaving was a big thing for like how the show is done. But yeah, like you're always gonna see Victoria F and like all the shit that she's doing, which is what was like the biggest drama from this Paradise season. She and Greg are now like planning on moving in together in Nashville. He's gonna like move into her house.
Why do they all move to Nashville? Like, if you were living in Nashville, wouldn't you be like, leave all Bachelor and reality TV people?
I have talked to people that live in Nashville where they're like, people need to stop coming here.
Why are they going there? Is it like, I think it's the stop before Los Angeles.
Yeah, and like I feel like a lot of people have like aspiring music careers.
Oh,
they like think that they could maybe
Victoria
take the
F
next
and
step. No. But I think other people that like move to Nashville.
As for them moving in together, I'm like, you know what? If they're gonna go for it, go for it.
Yeah,
like,
try it now.
Just like
that's what I'm
go
saying.
for the whole thing, because if it's not gonna work, it won't work. But if it does,
the whole season was really she wants to get married, she wants to have kids, like she's ready for all that.
I don't see
so
it.
if
he can't handle her.
So if Greg like wants to just, it's continuing her ideas. I guess.
feel like he can handle her.
I think she eats everyone up and spits them out.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I feel like he's not man enough. Like, he's so cute, like such a cutie. But no, he cannot. She needs
somebody who's gonna yell at her, like in a appropriate way.
Yeah.
You know what I
she
mean?
had that, didn't
Wait,
work.
whose season was she on?
Not like Johnny.
Yeah.
Whose season?
Pete's. Pilot Pete's was another one
he
who
would
such
not, yeah.
Yeah, I know that sounds bad, like someone's gonna yell at her, but I mean like an appropriate, not call her a fucking cunt, but like, you know, like knock it off.
Okay,
like,
but let's talk
we
about
love
this
each other
cunt thing
like
for a minute.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch it, but I just saw a clip from her going on Nick Viall's, and she's like, and then he like, is she really still hurting over this, or is she really trying to sensationalize it and make everyone hate him?
I think that I think it definitely hurt her, but I also think it's been brought up as like the main thing because it just helps her side of like, I needed to move on. Yeah. And I found someone who doesn't.
Was he cute on the show,
that.
Johnny?
I mean, I think it was also really hard for her. She they filmed Paradise before she even saw like any of Johnny on Gabby and Rachel's season.
Okay.
And Johnny literally like broke up with Gabby because he was like, I'm not ready to like be engaged. And so I think she was like, how did you jump from that to like 4 weeks later being in Paradise proposing to me? And that was maybe an issue. And I guess Johnny was like, he said she was like acting like.
He said, I didn't say you are one. I said you are one. So he was like dancing around. But what I thought was interesting, and I didn't listen to the whole podcast, but I saw some things that Nick Viall wrote, which I thought was true. And I'm kind of just like, I think Victoria was wrong in some ways. I think Johnny was wrong in some ways.
They just weren't compatible.
They weren't compatible at the
work.
end. And I think what Nick wrote was true. Like, I think people can relate to this where like you've been in a situation where you end something with somebody and it's over in your head, but that person can't accept it and they keep wanting to have talks and like keep wanting to get answers from you, and like you answer until it's enough, but you're already done with it. And also on the other side of that, like you being the one told that it's over and still wanting to talk and find out answers. And I think that's what happened with Victoria and Johnny, where Victoria was done but Johnny kept wanting answers, so she kept kind of like answering and giving him, but she was already done, but they were having talks or whatever it was to like fill whatever he needed to find out. The whole drama
is like if it overlapped, right?
Yeah.
And did it?
They're claiming no.
But people think yes.
People like kind of think yes. People thought like her timeline wasn't adding up, but I don't. It's just like,
are we shipping Greg and Victoria?
I kind of like them together.
Like at this point they're going all in, so I'm like whatever. Exactly. Like if they're like, do whatever you want. I don't know.
Do you remember how much hate he got on Katie's season though?
So much, but I was on his side.
Rhea
always liked him.
I was, because he's cute, Rhea.
No, it was just because I really didn't like Katie at all.
Yeah.
And I was like,
someone DM'd me this, and like I said, my followers have such good points. They were like, yeah, and then we found out that Katie is like really messed up too. Like that's what she did after the show. And I was she looked like this really good girl.
Yeah, no, I was reading past all of that, and I was like, I'm not buying into this Katie act.
Yeah,
and I think that she's mad. I think I said something mean, which I'm kind of recalling now that I'm gonna repeat, but I don't know how nice it comes across, but whatever. That I was like,
she's not Bachelor material.
No.
Oh. Okay, I'll say it.
Yeah, that Greg was like the cooler guy in high school.
Yeah.
That she
wouldn't like her in high school. Yeah,
wanted to like, and that he wouldn't. You know what I mean? I forget exactly what I said, but it was like kind of around that vibe.
Yeah.
And I think she like really like took it out on him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, great points today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So I think Victoria and Greg are jumping so headfirst into it that I just like have to respect it.
Do you know what I think though? Which I'm gonna be like the annoying people with conspiracy theories. How strong are two influencers together? I mean, I think they also know the power of a power influencer couple.
Oh, 100%.
Like they know it. Like I know this is a little like dream crushing, but they fucking know it. It's money. Yeah. It's people care about you more. Like, what was he doing before? Hanging out with Andrew everywhere. And now he
TikToks with Andrew.
I mean, they were so cute though.
I did love them as friends. I wanted them to be dual bachelors, like they did with Gabby and Rachel.
They
wait, was Andrew on Paradise?
Yeah.
But
they could do it with
love.
Kind of like they didn't even talk to him after.
I would support Andrew and Rodney being joint bachelors.
Oh yeah, Rodney was so cute.
Rodney's so cute. I love him. But no, it's taking a funny turn for them, but it is what it is. I know.
Listen, they're hot, and that's all that matters. They're young and hot.
I'm just like,
never forget she dated Chris Soules. So
and anybody else?
Chase Rice.
Oh, Chase Rice. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh man, but yeah, no, it will be interesting to see where that pans out. I know you said that you weren't really interested in the royals, but this Harry and Meghan documentary is coming out on Netflix, and I care.
No, oh my God, I care so much. I'm so gonna watch it.
I am so excited for this because I just love that as much as these two say, like, we left to protect our family and we are like, don't want to be like, it was too much doing all that stuff. It's like, okay, here's a whole fucking documentary.
I know. That's
like a
docuseries.
They needed the money.
they got cut off, so maybe
Did
it's
the money.
Like really like money cut off everything?
I think you lose out on like the royal fund.
Yeah, but I don't think they're like starving. You know?
No. I mean, they're in the fucking Montecito McMansion that they live in. Like, it's insane. But I just, Meghan, there's moments where I love Meghan and moments where I'm like, she loves the spotlight. She always has.
And it's fine. But maybe say that then.
I know.
I think that's the issue. Yeah. It's like with anything.
Like,
it's
she
like
wants
be
to be
authentic.
back on Instagram. She definitely wants to be doing like brand collabs.
Yeah.
Like, she wants that life.
And the thing that's hard for people, I think, is accepting the like her saying one thing but doing another.
Yeah.
And not all the other.
Right. Like, I believe
drama.
what she was saying about like how they
royals.
were treating her and the royals and like the ins and outs of the firm and like everything. I'm totally in on that, but I also think like the acknowledgement of like, well, famous. I still want people talking about me.
And now people care more. I mean, before she was getting like, she did Suits and whatever, but
deal.
this is a whole different level of fame. I'm worried for her though. Like, what if nothing has really brought her the people's love yet?
No, because she's still like
premeditated.
One thing about so many celebrities, and especially I feel like people on Instagram, is you have a relatability. People can be like, oh, I see myself in her sometimes, and I think like she's lost that completely. There's not.
She joined the royal family.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
like
she tried. There was like an interview where she was like talking about.
She's so out of touch sometimes.
What was she talking about?
Yeah. There's
she was like, and then
the New York Times like magazine, I think, right?
There was something.
Yeah.
Was she talking about a TV show?
Yes.
And they were like, what?
And then we sing it.
Yeah. She was like, we're like every couple where we like scroll on Netflix and we like can't decide what to pick. And then we land on, I forgot which show she said we landed on.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's just all like, it just feels very curated.
Yeah,
and
people
I'm like,
feel.
What's the real... Like,
Meghan
what's your
Markle.
real, how are you like in real life? Is this how you are in real life? If so.
But I don't care about like, she took Harry away. Like, I get that. Like, people really glamorize things and think, but that life is hard. And I get that for a semi-normie, you would be like, wait, this isn't fun.
It does make me sad that Harry and Will like aren't.
Oh,
she doesn't?
No.
She stopped watching The Real Housewives.
That's probably a lie.
She told Andy Cohen that.
Oh, you really don't like her.
No, I know.
I really don't follow the royals at all, so I don't have like an
opinion.
I don't have an opinion.
I'm telling you, feelings
like
of people have really strong feelings.
Yeah,
like, either way.
Yeah.
It does make me sad that Harry and Will like don't really have a relationship.
And you think it
anymore.
might be? I mean, it's a lot of the times the women, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't get
along.
There
was, I saw the Daily Mail always is like so petty with the royal family. Like,
shady.
It's just so shady all the time. And I guess like the trailer dropped this morning, but minutes before the trailer dropped, Kate and Will put out like this little video of them on their trip to the States. They went to like a basketball game, and it was like this video of them like together in the States.
Oh my God.
And it like came out like they were like minutes before documentary trailer is released. I'm like, that's where the firm is.
Yeah, it gets a lot of people really don't like her. Like, I remember when she said why they're doing the Netflix thing, and she was like, we want to tell our love story.
Yeah.
And it was just like a little...
Yeah.
Like, how much are you trying to prove that you guys are in love?
Right.
We know it. You guys are married and have kids.
Yeah.
I don't believe that you guys are not in love.
Yeah.
I'm not like, questioning that at all.
Totally. For me, it's like that stuff is hard for me, but I also like when they did the Oprah interview, I was just like, I really feel so bad for her because I do think that they crushed her.
Yeah.
Majorly.
Of course, feel bad for her.
Like,
no one deserves that.
Yeah. It's just like what's all happening next. It's just eyebrow raise.
Like she doesn't wanna, just chill. Like she wants to be like, you don't like me? Well, I'm here and I'm gonna do a podcast and I'm gonna do Netflix thing. Wow, I can't wait. I hope it's not like January 2024.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely next year.
Like
Or
2023.
I hope early.
Yeah. Well, next year's
I don't
like
think
a
they
day.
did they put out a date for it?
No, they're like
No, coming soon.
Yeah.
So hopefully maybe like first quarter of 2023
I hope
would be very nice. There's a big scandal with Good Morning America co-anchors that people I think are learning who these people are for the first time. But
Rhea, what's their names? Quick.
I have no idea.
Quick, what's their names?
I saw this on Twitter on Pop Crave.
Yeah.
And it was like 50,000 retweets, whatever. And I was like, people really care about these people. I have never heard about them in my life.
I watched Good Morning America sometimes. How have I?
So I think
what
they
days
do.
are they on?
I think they do GMA 3, which is like the daytime portion.
Oh, like not in the morning?
Yeah, like it's like if they were who I don't know, Mario Lopez like kind of vibe. More
Okay.
like that. So
I would love to know how many people are watching daytime TV in this.
I think like 100,000.
a lot of people, guys.
No, not that many people. That's a lot.
That is not a
100,000.
lot.
I feel like at night.
Wait,
Yes.
100,000? I feel like
is
is
nothing.
For TV?
For
People
TV?
think TV is
For
like
TV?
First of all, I made up that number.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm taking that to heart.
Guys, I think we're
but I
forgetting
think
about like all
100,000
of our grandparents
Right,
and
right.
aunts and
It's like
everybody
old
that like
people.
doesn't miss like I have an aunt who
They're
watches
probably
like every
stunned
episode
by
of the
this
Kelly
news.
Clarkson show. Like people, you know.
Wait, so what's the drums?
So they're both married. Now we don't know like the full relationship status of their marriages. We're assuming that they were like, you know, still married. That I don't know, but they have clearly been having an affair of sorts. All these pictures came out, like 65 photos, like all like from
I
different
think-
places. Here they are at a bar. Here they are on a
I
trip.
think
Here they
PI.
are doing.
Wait, how'd they come out now?
I think
Yes.
I think one of their
We think maybe one of their
counterparts
spouses
had
hired
to
a
have
PI.
hired a PI because
this is getting
nobody's
interesting.
following these people
Right,
around.
they're not like
Nobody
celebrities.
is like, oh my god,
Like
look at
who's
those
going
Good Morning
inside a bar
America.
in New York City?
Okay,
like
now I
they're
care.
sitting at a bar top, they're drinking Stellas, they're laughing together.
Wait,
they're
had
like
to
grocery
be a
shopping.
PI? Was there like
There's
a kid?
one
It's
photo
an
where
ass
he's
grab.
like grabbing her butt, putting like
And
groceries
that's-
into the back of
isn't
the car.
that so crazy?
There's one zoomed
to be
in.
like walking,
Zoomed
like
in
you're
car shot.
married and like you are on TV. You have to think a little bit like,
Well, maybe they're like, we're daytime. No one watches this. You know?
but like an ass grab, like in the broad daylight
yeah.
is
So
crazy.
bad that I
All
think it's
and
kind
it's like
of
a zoomed in,
hot, and now I want to watch
yeah.
the show.
A zoomed
Like you
in-
want to see if the chemistry
Yeah, yeah.
I
Picture
was
them
reading-
holding hands.
I was reading tweets that were like, oh my god, I was watching her give him shit for never seeing Love Actually yesterday and thought, wow, they have really great banter. It's like,
And I guess
How
like
are
he
they gonna keep
posted,
going? Can they
both
keep
of their
going?
Instagrams have been
now
like
I think-
turned off.
Oh, yeah, I
like
think
they
the question is
deactivated
now,
like everything.
can they be fired for something like this? I'm sure they can be, but
Yeah.
will they be?
I
like
think they can.
Like
They
when
can't keep going.
together. Like
Together.
when- imagine they go and they're like,
Unless-
"Good morning, America."
unless they show up as a united
Yes.
front and they're like,
Listen,
we're in love and
Oh my
we're
God, I feel
leaving
like
our
we're on the
spouses.
morning show right
yes,
now.
we're leaving our spouses, which you've never watched, by the way. Which you still
no,
have
I
to
know,
watch.
I know,
I know.
I never watched.
I
it.
always tell her to watch. So good.
I know.
These
You
Bachelor
look at her
people, man.
differently,
They
right?
do, yeah,
I know.
yeah. These Bachelor people
not
don't have
watching the
time.
stream. No,
they have
no,
3
they're-
hours a week.
Yeah, you know,
Twice a week.
Bachelor content I watched.
It's fucking 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, by the way, their names are Amy Roback and TJ Holmes. We haven't said their name one time.
like, I'm not like.
Did you watch Melrose Place?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so
oh my God, was so obsessed with like
Amy-
the Amanda.
Amy is married to Andrew Shue, who is, I don't know what his character was, Billy Campbell on Melrose Place.
Oh my God! Wait, that sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
need to
I think you have
know.
to look up a picture of him. This guy.
Of course,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know who he is.
So Amy Roback they're married.
She's cheating on her.
Yeah.
So my takeaway of this is like, because I know nothing about them whatsoever, and this is the first time I'm hearing their names, I think more like, wow, like this is happening rather than like how disgusting.
No, I
of
know.
you.
Same. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of hot.
Well,
Like,
Good
you're
Morning
like,
America is
whoa.
literally trending on Twitter, and I read this tweet before Daria was cracking me up. At Jace by Jason tweeted, "The Good Morning America cheating scandal is giving what a scandal needs to. High stakes. They're co-anchors on the most watched American newscast. Audacity, 65 photos of broad daylight cheating, and evidence hiding in plain sight. The guy's anniversary post. I guess he posted an anniversary Instagram for his wife and joked about like her leaving him or something.
Oh my god.
And he's like, yeah, Amy, like full ass grab in broad daylight.
Oh my god, I need to
wait. So here's some pictures of them. They were like, who cut like not caught in 4K? Like somebody. These are like very.
By the way. Gotta throw this in there.
There's
if they do have like
grab, and here they are like sneaky holding hands in the back of a car. Like somebody, this is a private investigator. Like
that is a PI.
Or a paparazzi.
Or
hot on the
they
set.
hired because they want out of their marriages.
And they're stuck, and they're
And
like,
they're
this is
stuck,
the only way out.
and this is the only way out.
And they're like, you know what? We don't fucking care. Like, call us cheaters. We just want to.
This has just become like, watch me like deep dive later.
Yeah,
Like,
we're gonna see it all on our stories later. Like each picture.
No, because I'll tell you what I love. I love your idea of the United Front.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can picture the morning show situation where they meet and they're like, this is what you have to do. Like Billy Kudrup's character telling them like, the only way is if you like get divorced and you come. There's no other way.
Look at these videos. They're in the fucking woods. They like must have gone on some trip. Like who's filming them?
That has to be. I'm telling you,
That's right. Everyone's like, this has a somebody had to have hired.
Somebody was following them. This looks like a movie shot. That is a movie shot.
That's an undercover camera.
That is crazy. Like
that's like at like an Airbnb, like in the forest, and like somebody.
It's
set
cinematic.
Up
I will say though, if they have families and kids, I do feel bad for them. I do feel bad for that. Like,
yeah, but
you don't
want to
feel
see better that the spouses know.
Yeah,
you know.
It seems like they both have had multiple
affairs.
What sound is playing off my computer right now? Oh, Twitter. They had definitely had multiple. So she's married to Andrew Shue. They've been married since 2010. She
that's
is
a while, though.
Also the mom of 2 daughters from a previous marriage, and he has 3 sons. She's stepmom to his 3 sons, who he shares with his ex-wife. Okay, and then TJ Holmes has been in an 11-year marriage with an attorney, and they have a 9-year-old daughter. And he's also the dad to 2 older children, so I'm guessing that's from a different woman.
So I feel bad for the 9-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Like people at school seeing all those pictures, like that hurts my heart.
Yeah.
Like that is really sad.
Yeah.
But when you take that out of it and you see like you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very scandalous.
So those videos were from a getaway in upstate New York. Like they definitely thought they were being a
private investigator.
Yeah,
these aren't paparazzi shots.
No.
They're not getting paparazzi.
One of their spouses were like,
I feel like the attorney. The attorney.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like her job.
Yeah.
The attorney, maybe they even joined forces.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she.
I'm getting like, I hate conspiracies. Let's conspire.
Like she was like, listen, I know something's going on between. Let's team up. We won't say anything.
But how like vindictive is it to take it public rather than go to your spouse with it?
Right,
yeah.
Right.
So if that's true, then they're kind of doing this to their family.
Yeah.
That's another great point.
Yeah.
So I think
many layers.
The Good Morning America or GMA through whatever hour they are on, the ratings are going to be high.
I need to check on my grandpa.
It's
Wait,
like
is it going to be on though? Like what's going to happen?
That's the thing. It's
like, are they going to talk about the story?
Were they on today? I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh my God.
Whoever's like their understudies are probably hyped right now. They're like, this is our time.
Yeah.
We're going to get on.
Waiting.
We've been waiting.
They're on a midday spinoff, GMA 3. The GMA 3, What You Need to Know Angers. So, I don't know. We're still in AM on Thursday, so maybe it hasn't. Maybe we should turn the TV on.
This broke today.
Yeah. Yes, like earlier this week. I want to say yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Oh, yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh,
on November 30th. They took down their Instagram. I think that's when the pictures.
Taking down their Instagram. I guess you want to do that. Yeah,
I'm
so
like,
you don't get like flooding comments.
Okay, guys, GMA 3 is on ABC at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Everyone,
so
be our man on the field.
Tune in
and check it out.
See where they are if it happens.
Find out for us.
I'm going to live stream on my phone.
I know. I need to know now. I'm so into it.
Very into it. But those are our big 3 things that are happening right now that we wanted to talk to you about, and now we've held you here for way longer.
Oh my God, I don't live here. Yeah. I don't know. I'm like, the room has gotten bigger.
You don't want to live in this space.
Look, we have done like topics and have other, I guess, like entertainment reporters and whatnot who have been on our show. Like
the quotes.
No. entertainment. I don't know. I'm saying
No, that wasn't to her. It was more like the other people where you were like, they're entertainment reporters.
Yeah, well, I would call us entertainment reporters.
I would not even ever call myself a reporter.
You don't like the word reporter.
I don't like reporter, journalist. I am none of those.
I don't know what to call myself
I like to be
either.
entertainer.
We are none of those. We are none of those things. That's why I put it in air quotes.
We're entertainers.
Yes.
Podcaster.
Yes.
Like
But you're a phenomenal third chair is what I was trying to say. I think we all flow very well.
Thank you.
If you were stopped on the street and they were like, you know, and it's like stopping hot people on the street to ask them what they do for a living. You say
the TikToks?
No. What would you?
They do that on the TikTok. What would you say? You don't know?
I'd be like, I have an Instagram with like a follower. That's what I say.
That's what I'm a woman with a small following.
I know. That'd be fucking amazing. But I really do. I need help with that.
I think I would say I have a podcast.
Oh yeah, I have a podcast.
I struggle.
But that sounds like
I struggle with
okay,
that every.
So does everybody.
I struggle with that every
My
time.
dentist has a podcast. Like
I struggle with that every time I like am filling out a form and I have to like write my occupation.
Self-employed, I say.
I'm like because
I write media.
Sometimes I'm like media's good.
Because this is a media company.
It is. And I feel like when you say like I have a podcast, people are like, cool. What's your podcast?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, we could say we all have a People's Choice Award nominated.
Are you going?
Yes.
We're not nominated this year.
Are you gonna go?
I'm gonna go.
All right.
I've thought about it.
No, you should. You should go.
Don't tell me not to now because
no. You absolutely
the red carpet,
should go.
everything, so cool.
Yeah.
So I thought about it, and then I was like, listen.
I wouldn't.
I'm not an event gal, but like I'm nominated, so I want to be there. And you never know if it's gonna happen again.
We're the same way. We don't do events or anything like that, but walking the red carpet, you feel so fucking cool, and all the pictures they'll be on Getty. Like I'm telling you, you'll love it. It's really awesome.
That is cool.
It is.
Even though Getty is awkward because they're like, "What's your name?"
Yeah. No,
they'll know because
so
of that.
The first time we did it, it was like a "What's your name?" and I was like, Maria Chiffo. You won't be able to spell that. The second time, somebody
told them,
and they knew, and all of our pictures were up instantly.
Yeah,
like,
I'm assuming because it's very organized.
Yeah.
Kelty Knight gave us hilarious advice too because she has done it so many times where she's like, no, you show up, bring a piece of paper, like have the person you're with, like write your name, hold the piece of paper like off,
like have somebody hold it
at sight so they can see your name. And
they have somebody.
Idea, but
I know.
It's
organized.
now.
But I think I'm like, for me, my friend yesterday
was like, is it the same place
like,
at the Malibu, like the hangar? Like okay. I hope
my
they
friend
give you tables because
it was the first setup was fucking awesome.
We were in like folding chairs.
Oh really?
Year. First setup was, and we were sitting like
the first year
you were
was
nominated
phenomenal.
twice in a row.
No, years in between.
Yeah, we were nominated in 2018, and then we were nominated again last year. First year was really awesome setup, like tables, like you like really feel like you're part of an award show.
It was so fun. It was us, Lady Gang, and Scrubbing In, and we were all at a table. It was so fun.
I wish you guys were there this year. Sorry you're not nominated.
And then last year we were in folding chairs.
Wait, am I going to the folding chairs?
But we were behind Charlie D'Amelio, so like.
Wait, am I going to be in the folding chairs?
If I have to guess, I'm hoping that maybe like that was still very like it was. I think very COVID. Scared that they weren't like the downstairs area.
They don't announce this one on stage, right?
No.
You won't find out until you refresh on your.
You'll be
like when it's over.
Like, you'll be refreshing like E-Online to see when they like post the full list of winners.
Right. Or you'll
I thought it'd be. I've been like, okay, but I don't know before. You don't know before.
If you win, somebody would know before.
100%. They know before.
Someone is told before.
Yeah.
We had this the first year we went because.
Everyone at the would know like that day.
Oh my god!
Everyone at the table.
Kids might play?
Everyone at the table was like, "Who's like?" We're all looking at each other like, "Didn't you guys win?"
And they knew.
And Scrubbing In won, but they didn't know because they didn't tell Becca and Tanya, but their
people knew. Their people knew.
She knew, and so like when the show ended, which because we went the first year, we were like, they didn't announce our category, like the whole thing, and she was like, no, you guys won. Like,
like she like whispered them. She was like,
she was like, we know you won. And
first of all, announce the category. Podcasts are now, we're not fucking like soundmen, okay?
But it was very funny. The folding chairs was hilarious because it was like us and then like the whole Selling Sunset cast, Real Housewives cast.
No, it definitely is cool. That's why I was like,
the Outer Banks cast. We're all in these folding chairs. We're like, what the fuck?
See, it's not as glamorous. But my friend yesterday was like, why aren't you excited? And I was like, my excitement was like getting nominated.
Yes,
that
so
was my
exciting
thing. Like going to the red carpet for me, it could go either way. It could be like, I go in with low expectations, by the way. Life tip, everybody. low expectations for everything. If you go in, you're like, I'm gonna red carpet. It's gonna be amazing. No, I'm going in like the Getty people will know my name.
Yeah.
You know, my dress is gonna rip. Like my skims are gonna show. Like all the bad things. And then what happens, you guys, is like I have one sip of wine and I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
My therapist wants to work on it and I'm like, no, I really love this about me. Low expectations work every time. So I'm excited. But the nomination
it's also
was the
fun to just
part.
like look at everyone, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
How
all
am I
these
gonna be
beautiful people in a room.
do I act cool?
I can't wait to see your stories on that day. There's going to be a lot of dots.
A lot of dots. Get ready.
I'm excited, and hopefully they like put everyone back at tables again, because that was just such a better setup for the show. I think they will.
And we had alcohol the first year, not the second year. Just letting you know.
There was but that was like also a COVID thing. Like that was also like no bar.
Drank before.
I don't. Yeah. So
okay.
If I had to guess, they would go back to the way they did it before, because it was just like a better show.
Yeah.
Like, even just watching it, like it was a better.
Did you go to the after party?
No.
Because you didn't want to.
Yeah.
We did something. We Joe and Serena from The Bachelor.
Oh, you did their show?
No. We just like went to dinner with them after.
Oh, cute.
Very casual. We all want to get out of here. Let's just go to dinner.
I probably won't go.
It was like, and it's just like a long day. Like
you probably won't go. You're gonna go.
The hair,
to the after show. Am I? Am I like be like we're going?
Yeah.
No,
the
I
hair,
probably
the
won't.
makeup, the dress, the getting there, the carpet, the show.
Like
by the time it ends, you're like,
I know,
God, I'm starving.
I know,
it's
like a whole day.
And we had to record a podcast after.
Oh my God, you did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
First time we just got like in and out, and
that was fun though.
Yeah.
You're so hungry after.
I know. You are. Oh my God, I'm hungry now.
There was better food.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll be fun though. You'll have a lot of fun. And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's very cool. And it's always
you can still vote, right?
No, voting ended. It's such
ago.
a funny category, because it's like you're
and Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, it's like so many people that you're like, they don't need their podcast to be nominated.
Yeah. I wonder though if they were ever nominated. If they ever won like Conan O'Brien. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it's more like the girls.
Give it to them.
Yeah.
It's Emma
Chamberlain. Scrubbing in one twice and Emma Chamberlain won twice.
Oh, that's the years that it happened?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Well, so, I really don't think I'm going to win. I just, I'm happy to be nominated.
You never know.
I know. I'm also doing the thing where you're like, I'm failing the test.
Yeah.
I'm failing the test.
Low expectation.
Low, baby, low.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a ton of fun.
Thank you so much for joining us. We had so much fun. Would love to do this again sometime.
If you don't follow Not Skinny But Not Fat, you're really missing out.
You are missing out. You will be highly entertained.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because you can go from it's chaotic, which is
selfishly, I started following you when you defended me.
And then you get really invested to like your breastfeeding journey. And it's like mixed in between with pop culture stories.
I know, it's very random.
And it's great. It's great.
It's very random. It's very random. Yeah, it's chaotic.
It's fun. It's amazing.
But fun. Thanks, you.
Amanda.
Thank you for having me.
I love a good shot. And I love nothing more than a nice Pink Whitney shot. Pink Whitney is pink lemonade, vodka, all in one bottle. You can pick it up from your local liquor store, or you can go to your local bar and order Pink Whitney there. I've gone to a few bars where their drink of the day is Pink Whitney mixed with something else, whatever you're getting fancy with. You can decide while you're there what you want to do it with. But you guys know that I love just getting straight to the point with a nice shot. And that's why Pink Whitney always has my back, because I could just pour a little shot of Pink Whitney and feel great. So if you haven't tried Pink Whitney yet, go to the liquor store, pick up a nice bottle of Pink Whitney, go to your bar, order Pink Whitney there. Or if you've been drinking Pink Whitney this whole time, don't stop now. Keep drinking it. Introduce it to your friends. There's nothing better. All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by Tyler Norris from The Bachelorette and most recently, Bachelor in Paradise.
It's good to be here.
How did you feel about that?
That was good.
That felt good.
Yeah,
that felt good.
That was very professional.
That was very professional. Yeah, I got to give you that.
Tyler, you have been extremely requested to come on the show. The season ended, the reunion, all the drama, and people were like, we need to hear more from Tyler. Like, we were getting tons of DMs from people like, you gotta have Tyler on the podcast. We need more. So that's what we're here to do.
Well, as you guys saw, I tried to get a chance to talk, and I got shut down real quickly during the reunion.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
So if you want to say whatever you were going to say on the reunion here, go right ahead.
See, that was the thing, like on the reunion, because I've had so many people reach out to me and say, all right, what's the tea?
Right.
What do you know? And
what
I'm
did
just
you
like,
want to say?
like I hear the rumors everybody else heard, this and that. Just the biggest thing for me, why I like jumped in And it was only like one point I just turned and I was just like, Victoria. Just because, like, we're all one big family, no matter what. At the end of the day, you leave in a relationship. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But we're on a national television show, all right? Going on there and attacking somebody's character like she did with Johnny, and like knowing the truth. I know that Johnny didn't say those things. You know, going through my relationship and him going through his, we would like check in with each other all the time. And I was just so upset because I never had a problem with Victoria whatsoever. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, even like still now, all I did was lose respect because of what she did. You know, just coming at him saying, you called me this, you said this, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's not true. And also, like, we're on a television, like, we're on a show where predominantly it's women watching the show. The things that you are saying, you better have, like, backed up, like, facts.
But do you feel like there's maybe a chance that you may not know if he actually said those things or not? Because I feel this way for both of them. Like, I think that
devil's advocate.
I think that Johnny was wrong. I think Victoria was wrong in different aspects of their relationship. I think that they both could have done things differently. But do you feel like maybe like your friend isn't going to be straight up and be like, yeah, bro, I called her this?
No,
you know, like he could be telling you, no, I didn't say that, but like he did. You know, I feel like you don't know for sure, and I think that's maybe where the frustration came from. But I also understand the point of wanting to defend your friend, so I kind of see like both sides of that.
No, exactly. I mean, all of it in any relationship, when it ends, there's going to be two sides to every story. Yeah. And everyone's going to say, I said this or you said that, and it's just going to go back and forth, and nobody's going to really know unless obviously you have receipts or something like that. Right. But I just knew, like, I know who Johnny is. Like, I got to know him like very well, even like post show, like getting to know him, and yeah, I just thought to myself, even like going in there, like I thought I was just like, all right, if Victoria comes out here, because there's everything going on around her and Greg, and honestly, like, you're with Greg, you're done, you're not in a relationship with Johnny, just be happy, that's perfectly fine. But coming on, I was hoping that she would come on and just be like, it didn't work out, like I'm with Greg now, like leave it like that.
Like, instead I'm sorry it didn't work out. Yes. I'm happy now.
Just like not to air out the dirty laundry.
Exactly. Don't do that, especially on a television show, because Johnny didn't do that. There's lots of conversations that I know that he had with her, and you know, there's lots of things said from her side too, but he made sure to stay respectful the entire time. And he had talked to her prior and said, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to air out personal stuff between us, because that wouldn't be right to you. But she did. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just like, and attacked him. And that was the part that I was just so disappointed and upset about.
Yeah. And it's hard too, because I think like there's some things that you should keep private. I feel like even when, I don't know, I think she feels a responsibility to explain to people like why she's with Greg, and therefore like airing out the dirty laundry so that it backs up like, well, I made the right decision and now it's better with Greg. But like, I know when they went on Nick's podcast, and I know she was talking about like things their therapist had said to them, and I was like, that's where it kind of crosses a line for me. I'm like, I don't think you need to be like sharing your therapy sessions with the world. But I do understand why she was trying to, I guess,
like, she's in like defense mode. Yeah, where she's in defense mode. It could, because I think everyone can agree on, if she's happy with Greg, be happy with Greg. Like, that's
I guess
fine.
It was the cheating thing.
It's more
she felt like she was being called out for cheating.
The big thing with that is like when she literally said to everybody, she said, I don't care whether you like us or not. Okay, I really don't give a shit, is what she said. Obviously, she cares. Right. You know what I mean? People are coming at you, and that's the way Bachelor Nation is. It's terrible. People say the worst things possible. I mean, I've gotten stuff. Yeah. And I'm just like, wow, this is pretty tough. Anybody going through this. But if you're going to sit there and say, you know what, I really don't give a shit what anybody says at the end of the day, then own up to that. Right. Be like that, you know? And I just feel like you said, she's doing everything she can to defend herself at the end of the day. But if she had gone to, you know, that reunion and just said, listen, things weren't working out. We were toxic. Relationship just wasn't there. I'm with Greg now, and I'm happy. Leave it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I did realistic spin on it. Guys, we filmed for 3 weeks.
I also did things wrong. Like, I think we all found out too many details.
Way too
much. I think that's where, because once you find out.
Once the can of worms is opened,
then you invite everybody in.
Exactly.
Or if you kind of keep it closed, no details, just didn't work out. People can speculate all they want. Just let them speculate and just like move on with your life, because people are going to do that about literally anybody in the spotlight. They'll speculate, and that's really it. But how are you doing? What's going on in your life, your relationship status? I think that everybody's wondering what's going on.
Right.
there.
I think people wanted to see more of a conversation, perhaps, too. I know, like, you filmed so long at the reunion and so much of it gets cut, and there were so many things that people thought, oh, God, I really wish, like, we saw more of that. And I think one of those things was more of what happened with you and Britt.
No, yeah, of course.
So how did that kind of come to an end, I guess?
So what had happened was, and we talked about it at the reunion, like everything.
Yeah.
And so basically we left the show together. Super happy. I got back to Jersey. She got back to Chicago, and she reached out to me about 4th of July, what I was doing for 4th of July. And I told her, well, I'm going to be in Jersey. And she said she was thinking about going to New York. And I said, well, why don't you come to Jersey, like spend it with me? And this is like a day, 2 days prior.
Is that something you're allowed to do?
Allowed to do?
Yeah.
Well, you can't be. You really can't be seen out in public together.
Yeah.
But like a private backyard situation.
Something like that, we're perfectly fine. And I'm from a small town. Like nobody really cares that much.
Yeah.
So she ended up booking a flight, came to Jersey, met my family. We had the most amazing time.
Yeah.
Like, everything was awesome. Went and saw the fireworks. She got along with everybody.
At
the Jersey Shore.
I love at the Jersey Shore.
But yeah, everything was amazing. She kept telling my family the entire time how much she loved me, how she fell in love with me, stuff like this. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, this is like, obviously he's moving quick. You know, it's, call it like beach fever, I guess is what you can call it, where you really fall for somebody just because you're in this little bubble. And then after that, I told her, I was just like, I'll come to Chicago. So as soon as she left, a week went by, I went to Chicago, met her family, got to hang out with her. We actually went to a Chicago Cubs game, just stayed low key, but my show wasn't even on yet. So nobody knew who I was, So got a chance to like hang out in Chicago.
That's crazy to think about.
Crazy.
It was
that
nuts.
is also what is also so hard for me to like wrap my mind around with Victoria and Johnny too, because I was like, she didn't see the show was airing, like your season of The Bachelorette was airing as you guys were all like in these couples already, which is crazy. Like thinking about watching the guy you just got engaged to on TV being like, I don't really think I'm ready to get engaged.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to film the men's tell-all while I'm literally in a relationship with Brittany.
Yeah.
So
that's
is crazy. It's a lot.
That is
crazy. A lot for sure, because you had to put your head in the right
like a different
space. Yeah, like take yourself back to that.
So you're in July. This season hasn't even. You're in Chicago, but nobody even knows. Nobody knows who you are.
Nobody knows who I am. I remember it's funny. Johnny was telling me one time too. He went out in Nashville and he was with Victoria, and people thought he was just her bodyguard or something like that. So I'm just like, pretty much. But yeah, went to Chicago. Everything was awesome. Met her family. Family really liked me. I mean, her one nephew was calling me Uncle Tyler afterwards.
Aww.
And like I met her dad and everything.
Sad.
And
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Sad he lost Uncle Tyler.
But met all her friends and everything. And she kept telling everybody, every single person that we met, he's going to be around for a while. He's going to be around. So obviously I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to match your energy. You're giving me everything. I'm going to give that back to you. As soon as I had left, I got back home. As soon as I flew in that day, she said, hey, I need some space. And I was just like, what do you mean you need some space? And she wasn't like answering my phone call or my text.
Right.
So I was just like, I'm super confused right now, because I was just with everybody. We had an amazing time. I was just like, you're switching a flip on me,
and
you know?
she said she felt like you weren't like respecting
wasn't respecting
space,
that. And it was more
space.
just me being confused at the time, because I was just like, what's going on? And like my biggest thing with her, I remember when we had left together in a relationship, and we were in the hotel room together, I asked her, I was just like, what's something you're scared of, like in a relationship, you're scared of with me? And her biggest thing was, she's like, my last relationship, I got cheated on and he treated me terribly. I was like, well, that's completely out of my character. You don't have to worry about that. I said, you're the only girl for me. I said, as long as you're with me, I'm with you. That's it. And then she asked me what I'm scared of. And like from The Bachelorette, like I talked about my past relationship where I had a girl that, wanted to get engaged to me, wanted to move in with me, this and that, telling me all these things. And obviously I was just like, I've never experienced that before. I've never had somebody that wanted that. So I was 100% in. And then one day things got to her, I guess, mentally, and just like a lot going on that she just ended the relationship. So I told Brittany, I was just like, I can't have somebody telling me everything I want to hear and then just ending it out of nowhere. Yeah. I was like, that's the biggest thing. She's like, I would never do that to you.
Yeah.
Well,
lo and behold.
Lo and behold. She said she needed some space. So like a couple days went by, didn't talk to her. After she had told me, she needed some space, and then she had said to me, she's like, I'm thinking about, I always wanted to move to London. And I'm just like, that came out of nowhere. And I was just like, well, when do you plan on moving to London? She's like, well, as soon as my lease is up, like 7 to 8 months.
So she saw all the Instagram stories of everybody traveling Europe.
I guess so. But after that, like a couple weeks had gone by, I had the men's tell-all to do. So I'm out in California, and I told her, I said, hey, I'm going to be in California for like 2-3 weeks. Would you come out here and like want to hang out? And she had said to me originally, she's like, well, right now, like it's a little tough. I don't think I could afford a flight there right now because I've got other things like going on. And I was just like, hey, like if you want me to, I will buy you a flight out here. Like it's no problem. And she's like, you would do that for me? I was like, of course. And then she said, don't worry, I'll take care of it. I'll see you in LA, because they were taking my phone away from me. So I take my phone. As soon as I get it back, she calls me up and she says, hey, I can't make it to LA. I'm actually at my mom's birthday party that was supposed to be the next week after. It got pushed up. And I was just like, okay, completely understand that. She's like, but she's just like, I just booked a flight to London in a week and a half, like right after my mom's party. And I'm like, you're going to London? And she was just like, yeah, I'm going to go to London, and then from there, going to go to Italy. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm a little confused right now. A little bit
more expensive.
I was like, I'm going to be here for another 2.5 weeks. So while you're in London, I'm literally going to be in LA. Yeah. And I was like, and you were supposed to come here. Like, I understand your mom's trip getting, like, her plans getting moved up. I was like, but you still have time to come see me. Yeah. And she was just like, and I was like, and also you told me that you couldn't afford a flight out here. She was like, well, I've got the points. I have points to go out to London.
The points.
And I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, this girl's definitely
Sounds like you weren't worth the points.
Exactly. I was not worth the points.
I think the points can be spent in any place.
In any place.
Especially inside the U.S. I think the points are more outside of it.
There's no doubt in my mind. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, and I said to her, I was like, Britt, I was like, you got to see this from my side. Yeah. I was like, you keep telling me every single day that you're absolutely in love with me and you want to see me. We haven't seen each other in weeks. I'm going to be in LA. No offense, but you should be coming to see me in LA. You shouldn't be. Yeah. It's almost like you're running away. And she was just like, and she like broke down to me. She's like, you're right. Like I messed up. I'm so sorry, this and that. And I'm like, okay. I was just like, well, I'm definitely a little upset. So we're like talking here and there. It's nothing like, like I'm just kind of keep my distance a little bit because I kind of knew like what was happening. And then we started talking again. Everything was fine. She's going out to London, Italy. And then she says to me, she's like, why don't you come see me in Italy? And I'm just looking at flights. I'm like, it's $2,500 to come to Italy. And I'm like, and also
paradise scandals happening in Italy.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like thinking to myself now, thank God I didn't pay to go out there. Just because the biggest thing to me was like, if you're not willing to put in the time towards me, like I'm not gonna go pay $2,500 to see somebody that doesn't even know if they really want me.
Why should you go to Italy?
Exactly. Why should I go to Italy? So she's in London, and I talked to her 2 days prior. And 2 days prior, she said to me, she's like, listen, this is what I'm going to do because I haven't seen you. She's like, I'm going to come to Jersey as soon as I'm done here. I'll fly to Jersey, and then you come to Chicago because obviously I want to see you. I was like, okay. 2 days after, she goes, hey, can we FaceTime? Sure, no problem. FaceTiming her.
Are you like a little excited to FaceTime?
You know what? Nervous? I hadn't really, more nervous because I hadn't really, the communication with Brittany was so tough just because I'm the type of person where if I'm just driving somewhere, I'm going to give you a call. I'm going to call you up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I like to talk. I like to converse with people. And, she was very hard to get a hold of, like, throughout the entire relationship. And, like, I get that. Like, you're a busy person.
Right. Some people are bad with their phones.
Yeah, some people are bad. And she explained that to me. She's like, I'm not good at texting, this, that. And I'm like, long distance, probably should be good at that. But she's like, hey, can we FaceTime? I was like, yeah, sure. She gets on the phone. She goes, I keep going back and forth with this. She's like, I don't think we're in the right place. Like, we're two different people. We do two different things, this, that. And I'm just like, all right. I was just like, well, I at least want to see this through past like the reunion, because honestly, I was just like, we can't have a real relationship because we can't go out here, can't do this, can't do that. Like,
let's see what real life is like.
Let's see what real life is, because if we had such a special moment and you said you're so in love with me and I'm so in love with you, we should at least see this pass for another month and a half and just figure out if this is really what we want. And she's just like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. And then that was it. And that was, like I said, on the reunion, that was the same day I get dumped by Rachel on national television. So
double whammy.
Rough Monday for me.
Yeah.
And I was just, I was upset. But, when she said to me, like, how, like, right then and there, she was like, you going to be all right? And I was just like, yeah, you know what? I was just like, I'll be fine. Like, everything's good. I'm not going to sit there and cry about it or anything like that. You know what I mean? So kind of just went along, and it wasn't even a bad breakup. Yeah. And from that time to the reunion, we didn't talk at all. She never reached out to me. Nothing, like no text.
So was the reunion the first time you had talked to her since the FaceTime?
Really the first. So there was one time in between where her mom had DM'd me on Instagram, and it was just a promo of Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
So I sent her a message. She hadn't messaged me at all. I sent her a message. I was just like, the screenshot of it, and I said, I guess you didn't tell your mom we broke up.
Yeah.
And she turned around. She was like, no, the funny thing is I did. And I was just like, like, that's just, I think her name was Jean. I said, that's just Jean being Jean.
Yeah,
like joking around. And like, that was pretty much it. And then through that message, she said, how are you doing? And like, to me, I was just like, I started this conversation. You never came out and like checked up on me. Right. So I'm just like, I really don't feel like you care that much. And then from then on, there was one message that I got when I was on a date with Shanae, and she said, damn, 3 times, because I kissed Shanae like 3 times. And that was it. There was nothing else. No checking up on me, no seeing like how I'm doing. And like, my biggest thing was, if you're so in love with somebody and like you have a breakup that's not even a bad breakup,
right?
You're not going to check in on them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was going to say, like, it sounds like
even
she was
to, like,
saying
keep the friendship.
She was saying she was in love with you, but she wasn't actually in love with you. And I'm not meaning to come across harsh, but like you said, if somebody's actually in love with you, like, they want to talk to you, they want to be around you, they want to be with you, like, they're in love with you. Like, that's, to me, like, you need to be with that person.
Exactly.
Do you think a lot of that is the effect of, like, the paradise effect, like you said, like the summer fever, doubt. Like, where it's just I think so many couples work themselves up, or like get in their mind of like, this is, yes, I'm totally in love because look at all these other people in love around me, and we're gonna make this work. And afterwards, it's like, wait a second.
There's no doubt. Well, one thing I will tell you is this. So I 100% agree that is real, as real as can be. Just because there's so much going on, and you're in this like little bubble. Nothing outside world. You don't have to worry about anything. It's just you and somebody you just met on vacation together. And when we had left, the day that, I told her that I loved her, my plan was I wasn't going to tell her that I loved her, because I wanted to wait till afterwards to show that I'm not doing this for the screen. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this because there's cameras. I want you to know that this is real.
Yeah.
So I went down there, and we're sitting talking to each other. And originally I had said, I was like, I want to leave here with you. Like, I definitely see this past Paradise. I will come to Chicago right away, like meet your mom, meet your friend, this, that. And then right afterwards, she had stopped me. She goes, well, I was really hoping that you were going to say that you were in love with me because I'm so in love with you.
Yeah.
And I had those feelings. And then right after she said that and I saw how upset she was, I was just like, I just want to let you know, like right here and there, this is when I fell in love with you. And she looked at me, she's like, well, why couldn't you say that? And I literally, in front of the cameras, I pointed at all of them, and I said, because that's there. I said, I wanted to let you know this is real. This is like me being real and genuine. Like, I don't care about all this other shit going on, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why we didn't get a lot of screen time either, is just because I was just invested in her. Like, I didn't care about anything else.
And do you think that because, like you mentioned, she kept saying, I'm in love with you, but like she didn't come to LA and hard to get a hold of, like, do you think that maybe she felt the pressure of having to stay together because wanting to be like a success story, and so in her head she kind of knew it was over, but like she was just telling you like, I'm in love with you, because she's trying to figure out like, how do I end this without people, because like you said, Bachelor Nation could be really tough, and they sometimes can't understand when things just don't work out between two people, and instead they're like, why didn't it work out, we love him,
and
it's like
not to like really analyze it too much, because we haven't spoken to Brittany, but to have your show not air and to then kind of see how it ended with Rachel, and people really loved you and Rachel, and I think like people really loved you coming off the show too, where I do think that once someone gets an idea of what the public thinks about somebody,
my gosh, for sure.
that
I think we
like,
saw that with Eliza a little bit with Rodney.
Yeah, you think like, oh shit, did I like, am I making a mistake?
Are people going to hate me now because
or am I going to be the girl that breaks his heart again? You
Exactly.
know?
No, there's no doubt. There's no
Which
doubt.
I do think that like comes into play.
Yeah, and when we were leaving together, so we're both leaving, and she goes,
Okay, I asked you a question, so sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but when you leave together, you leave Paradise and you don't like get engaged, do they set you up with the same kind of like happy couple weekends and things like that?
Pretty much.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so we had a gap in between where we both went to the hotel. Like we both had our own rooms, and then we could have the nights together if we wanted to, sign off on a piece of paper, make sure that we were both okay to like stay the night together. And ultimately that's what we did. But when we were leaving together right after she was like happy that I said I love you. We're leaving together. We got separated in 2 separate interviews, and I'm so happy in mine. Here, I didn't know that she was not happy in hers. She comes back, and like I'm looking at her, I'm like, it's almost like the situation where Rachel dumped me on the boardwalk. Like I'm looking at you, I know something's off.
I was gonna ask.
I want to know what's off, so I'm looking at her. I'm like, is everything okay? She's like, yeah, I'll tell you about it in a little bit. I'm good. And I was like, okay. So we're walking out together. Go to get into the car. She stops me from getting to the car, and of course they didn't show this either. She stops me and she goes, I don't think you're ready. I was just like, what do you mean you don't think I'm ready? I was just like, I just told you I'm in love with you.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, but I feel like I had to get that out of you. Like, I don't feel like you're really in love with me. And I turned around and I was just like, Britt, I told you how I felt. I was like, I'm not leaving here without you. So if you want to come with me, you can come with me.
Yeah.
So then she ended up getting to the car with me, and we're driving in the car. And, you know, I got my producer there with me too, who knew my entire plan to tell her as soon as we got back, so she knew it was real. I'm sitting there in the car, and I'm looking at her, and she's just like, I feel like I should be happy right now, but I'm not. I'm like, what do you mean? I was just
maybe
like,
it was her like saying to you like you're not ready, but it was really her that's not ready.
Exactly, and that's
she's trying to get you to say
100%.
it. She doesn't want to be the one, the bad guy. She doesn't want to be the bad guy.
100%, and that's how I felt afterwards. And like even then, she turned around, she's like, well. She's just like, I've never told somebody I love them first. And I looked at her and I was just like, well, how'd that work out in your last relationships? And she's like, good point.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was feeling it. I was like, just because you said it, I was like, it doesn't matter who says it first. It comes down to if you actually feel that.
Yeah. Right.
So looking back on it now, I'm like, was that her way of like being like, you know what? Like, I'm not really feeling this. I got to get out of this.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like a way for her to do that. I don't know. I don't know. Ultimately.
How do you feel now? Like, have you guys talked since the reunion? I saw her put up a TikTok, and I saw a bunch of the comments were like, we see that's Tyler filming, and I'm like, I don't think it's Tyler filming.
Definitely not me filming.
Because all of the comments were like, come on, tell us it's him. And I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah. I had talked to her that night because, you know, I wanted to check up and make sure like she was okay, because I saw the hate that she was getting.
Yeah.
And like no matter what you do at the end of the day, like the hate that anybody gets from it, I know how disgusting
nobody deserves it.
Yeah,
exactly. Nobody deserves that. So I called her up and I just let her know. I was like, Brittany, I said, turn off your phone. Don't listen to it. I said, ultimately, at the end of the day, the only people that truly know who you are your family and your friends.
Yeah.
That's it. All these other people saying stuff are either fans of mine or just people that don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I was just like, listen, I'm getting stuff too. You made me look like a stage 5 clinger with what you said. I was just like, at the end of the day, I was just like, you just got to deal with it. It's going to be over in a few weeks. And I was just like, listen, I don't have an issue with you. I don't have a problem with you. You know, we had something special. But ultimately, you know, I told her, I was just like, the one thing that I told you I was scared of in a relationship, you did to me. So obviously, I'm going to be upset about that. And I can be upset. And after that, it was the TikTok came out. And then for Instagram, like, she had talked to me, and she talked to me about doing a post, like, together. Like a collab post. Basically
After the reunion?
After reunion.
Don't do the collab
yes,
post.
no, I was just like, I talked to friends about it. I was just like that's a relationship thing that you do. Like ultimately, I don't want her to look bad.
Right.
You know, that's the last thing I want.
That's like the Clayton and Susie collab breakup.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's not that deep. I was just like, but you got to understand, like, I'm genuinely like, I'm a little hurt. So like, I just kind of want to do my own thing. And then when the TikTok thing came out and I saw what she put up, I'm just like, all right, this is too much. Like, I get what, you know, you want to look good in front of the public, like this and that. I said, you don't deserve the hate, because generally I think Brittany's a good person. I do. But like I said, like this blows over in a few weeks. And then
and like relationships end.
Just
people
because
break
two
up,
people
like
are not compatible anymore, doesn't mean that person deserves to be shit on.
And that never dictates, like, if you break up with somebody, that doesn't make you a bad person.
No,
like,
but that person is always, if like you were loved after the shows, and so all of a sudden she's painted as a bad person because she broke up with you. But like at the end of the day, if Brittany didn't want to be with you, she can't be with you, because that's even worse to do to you. To stay with somebody that you don't want to be with is even more hurtful, I think,
100%,
than breaking up with somebody and just
Did you hate that the way you came onto the show, like Paradise, that you had to be a part of the? Would you have rather like come to the beach normally instead of the split week?
Beach normally, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I got very lucky. Like I came down there. There's some guys that didn't get to engage with anybody.
Right. They
were
just
were.
Was that
literally asked to leave?
Yeah,
like,
was that an accurate depiction of like all the girls being uninterested in the guys?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, because the way it was edited,
the
was
vibe
like,
was
the
low.
vibe was so
it
low.
Was so low.
They were, and we were talking about it. And we were like, you know, you could not be interested in a romantic way, but just make friends while you're there. Like, just have conversations, make friends, make the time go by, because you're really doing nothing the whole time. You might as well just talk to make some friendships or whatever it is and have fun, but it doesn't need to be romantic. And so I think as a viewer, we were getting frustrated, like, these girls are really just going to sit around and whine all day. They can't even talk to the guys as friends.
Yeah. The first night was tough, because when we first walked in, like, you could see, like, you could already see who was in a relationship and who wasn't, and who was actually genuinely like interested in getting to know people. Shanae pulled me like first to have a conversation with her. Prior to her, I was talking with Serene, and like I had a really good conversation with her. Obviously found out about Brandon, and I was just like, even after I found out with Brandon, like I'm like, all right, like be friends. Like I'm talking with her like a friend afterwards.
Yeah.
And then I ended up talking with Brittany, and then talked with Brittany for hours. But I saw like the first person I was just like, I'm definitely not going to talk to her was Victoria, because Victoria was so, you could tell like she just didn't want to be there, and I'm just like, all right, I'm not even going to have a conversation. Kind of intimidated.
What about Shanae now? Like, do you think Shanae's going to come around and say what's up?
What, Shanae with me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that she's got a thing with some guy, is what I saw.
I am not. I don't know.
But I didn't see Shanae like that. I'll be honest with you. Like I went on a date, had a great time and everything, but ultimately afterwards I was just like, yeah.
Do you think you're going to stay away from dating people in the Bachelor world, or whatever happens?
Absolutely. Avoid like I mean, I just want something that's real and like genuine. You know what I mean? If you're in a relationship with a motive, like right now especially, like let's be real. Like people date within industries because they know that it ultimately helps their brand.
For sure.
I don't want that. Yeah. I just want, I could care less if you have 500 followers compared to whatever else. Like I just want someone who's sweet, genuine. And right now, I mean, is it really hard to find? Yeah, it's hard to find, because you get these DMs and you're like,
you don't know.
I have no idea, like who's in for what.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing is just like walking around New York. Who knows after this? Somebody
maybe a friend introduces you to somebody.
Exactly.
Like you really never know.
You really never know. So yeah.
I saw, you could be like, I think it was Tyler Cameron on his like radio show told a story about like chasing a girl down the street in New York.
Seems like a very Tyler thing to do.
Yeah, he did. Like he was like out to dinner and like saw a beautiful girl walk down the street and was like, I gotta meet her and like follow. So maybe that's something that you never know.
Did something follow up from that?
I didn't hear the rest of the story. It was a good like tease of, hey, you got to listen to the full show.
It was a good tease, but you didn't go listen to the full show.
No.
Imagine being that girl, having Tyler Cameron run you down the
right, exactly. That's what his like co-hosts were like. Okay, I'm sure they followed her to like her house, like her apartment building, like. But yes, no, I do think that makes the most sense. And Rachel did say that her favorite hometown was your hometown.
Mine?
Didn't she?
Wait,
yes, she did.
Gabby and Rachel came on our show after the whole
interview. Yes, we did the whole interview, and then after
you can understand why I'm a little confused.
I
right
said
now,
the same thing. Okay. After the interview was done, it was an off-camera conversation where you said to me and Rachel, like, I feel like your guys' families would get along, whatever. And then she said something, and then we brought up Jersey.
We joked about the hometown because we were like, you just couldn't deal with the Jersey Shore, huh? That was just like not your speed.
Yeah, and
she was like, no.
She was like, that was my favorite one. She
So
was like, I felt most comfortable.
It's not where I'm from.
But the thing is, because when we were watching, we were like, oh, she didn't like the boardwalk, she didn't like the Friends, and then when she said it was her favorite one, we were like, you're lying.
It was just me.
Which is
that makes me feel even better.
Yeah. Did you feel that though during the date? Were you like, I'm getting a vibe that something's off, or were you like, everything's great?
I mean, everything was going great, and then right after our 2 interviews together, before we had the conversation, like I saw her come out, and I saw that she was like almost like teary-eyed.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
oh shit.
I'm like, this isn't good. I was just like, Rachel, is everything okay?
Yeah.
And she was just like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just super cold. So I'm warming her up. I give her a hug. I'm warming her up, and I'm thinking to myself, she's just cold. She's fine. So
you want some hot chocolate?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you spoken to Rachel post all of her relationship ending? And
the last conversation that I had with her had to be like a month and a half ago, probably. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't I talked to her and everything was like cool.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
acquaintances.
Yeah, absolutely.
Acquaintances.
I'm really good friends with like Jill. Like I talk to Jill like all the time, and she's very close with Rachel.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just friends with that group. Genevieve too. I mean, I love Genevieve. So yeah.
Now, would you go back on the show, or are you kind of like done for right now?
Definitely done for right now. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, reality TV dating, I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, now what if another, like we were just talking about Love Island, now what if Love Island US reaches out to you?
I'll be honest with you, they did. I had a casting producer reach out to me about it. As soon as I got back from The Bachelorette, I had a DM and I was just like, listen, like I can't do that. I was just like, I'm in a contract and stuff like that.
Right.
Don't think I would do reality TV dating. Now, if somebody asked me to do a show that was like, that wasn't dating
like the challenge,
yeah, in a heartbeat I'd do that. That'd be so cool.
That's fun. Like competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to do competition. I don't want to put my heart on the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Again and again.
Yeah, exactly.
There's only so much you can take, guys.
Yes, less mental, more physical.
Yeah. So what is like, I feel like people saw the boardwalk, the background for you. Like, what is it that you now do like post show?
Yeah, so I mean, I got very lucky.
It's a very silly question.
So
I feel like people are curious sometimes.
No, post show is it's very difficult for everybody because some people that were gone for so long might have lost their jobs, or are looking for something new. It's like weird, this in between time. Thankfully, I mean, my business that I do with my brother is only during the summertime. I missed out on an entire basically summer from my business. But the house that I owned, I'd sold the house. And I made like a good amount of money off of it. So financially, like I'm in a spot now where I'm like, all right, I can go like anywhere. Like now's my time too. If I want to go to California, like I'm planning on moving to San Diego at the end of the month. I'm driving out there end of December.
He's making the San Diego move.
Yes, I know.
Everybody's just joining the Bachelor
San Diego pack.
See, this is the big San Diego group chat. You can't think you're gonna date like a normal person if you're moving to San Diego.
Yeah, you're going to San Diego where all the other Bachelor people live.
You're going to be out with the whole
end
crew.
Up dating another girl from The Bachelor.
No.
Yes.
Everybody's going to come up to you.
I put my money on it.
You're going to bars. Everybody's coming up to you guys, the San Diego Batch Squad.
Oh, yeah. And you're like, and then all of a sudden you start feeling it with your somebody in your friend group.
I can't blame you because I spent like 2 days in San Diego and was like, this place is amazing. I would move here in a second.
Love San Diego.
But I wasn't on The Bachelor, so.
Have you met Dylan and Hannah?
I haven't met them.
I feel like you and Dylan would get along.
That's what I've been told by so many people that I forgot who it was. Somebody said you remind me of Dylan so much.
Yeah, we're close with Dylan and Hannah, and you would definitely get along with Dylan, I think. And Hannah too. I mean, Hannah's so funny.
If they want to hang out, guys. I don't have like a person with me to go on double dates, but I'll just hang out with you guys as a third wheel.
Sure, maybe
I don't
they have
mind.
a friend.
They have a beautiful
house.
house.
We don't know.
They do have a beautiful house. Try and get invited to that.
I just want to hang out there. That's it.
How many people from the Season of Paradise live in San Diego? A lot.
Well, Aaron, love Aaron.
Yeah.
Avon's there. That's who I'm moving in with. Is Avon?
Nice. Okay.
Yes. And then, I mean, Eric right now, he's in LA, but he was like talking about like possibly moving in with us too.
San Diego.
Love Eric.
Oh my gosh.
And we're trying to get Johnny to move out there, but Johnny wants to go to Miami. But I'm like, dude, we all got tattoos together. Like, we gotta live together.
Yeah.
Like, what's that about?
You guys
So-
all got
all got
matching
tattoos.
tattoos.
we got matching tattoos.
Chow?
It was no, not Chow. Me, Eric, and Johnny, when we were in LA, we all got tattoos together. It's the 3 lucky number 7s.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh my
so we all got
God.
7.
That's
It's cute.
I know.
We have matching tattoos, so we
Yeah,
can make
Ray
fun.
and I
was-
have matching tattoos also.
It was a drunk decision that ended up turning out as like a nice little cute thing.
That is cute. Now you guys have to live together, and your house
bonding.
number or apartment number has to have a
Has
7
to be
in it.
7,
Yep.
3 7s. That
Yep.
would be very ideal.
So okay, yeah. There is a. I know. I feel like Johnny does have that the surfer
Exactly.
vibe,
I mean,
but
I
he's a
love
Florida
surfing, yeah,
guy
too.
already.
He's a Florida guy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very hard to try to get him to go to. I
Yeah.
mean, San Diego would be awesome, but I don't know. He's
Yeah.
so set on East Coast, which I don't blame him. I love the East Coast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's how I am too. I
Yeah.
don't know if I can do the West Coast.
So where are you living right now?
Right now, I'm back home.
Home, yeah.
Yeah, I've been back for like a couple weeks, and
Okay.
then I head out.
And then you're headed to shipping out
head
to
out,
San Diego.
Yeah.
shipping out to
Bachelor
station,
crew will be
San
ready
Diego.
there.
Oh yeah.
Did
our
they put you
favorite
in the
thing to
group
joke
chat
about.
yet?
In the San Diego one,
in the San
if there's
Diego group
one,
chat.
guys, add me as soon as
There
possible.
has to be one.
I'm
there
telling
has to
you,
be
they
one.
like have a name for themselves.
Yeah, Aaron will put
I-
you in it.
Probably.
Once you get down there, you're not allowed to be in it until you.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That's just from our guests, but
Yeah.
I mean, now like looking back, you look at the shows. You happy you did it? Like you
Oh my gosh! I mean, it was
Yeah.
the best experience I've ever had.
I mean, you got
Yeah.
a matching tattoo with his.
Got
pal.
No, I
matching
know he did fall in
tattoos.
love
would
with,
never
his,
have
with
that.
his buddies.
I made so many friends. On top of that,
Yeah.
I went so many places I never thought I would ever go to. I mean, it's definitely mentally it affects you a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
very hard to go from that to real life.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, it's definitely worth it. Like,
Yeah.
there's no question about it. And like the thing for me, I was just like, look at all these other guys, and I'm just like, all right, all these guys are 6 foot plus. They're all very attractive guys. I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm like, I'm just gonna go with the flow, act like one of them. But I was just like grateful for being there. So
yeah. So we're gonna wrap up. Do you want to now tell us what you were gonna say on the reunion?
On the
He did.
reunion?
I feel like
Yes,
he did.
yes. So
well, not really. Like what was?
if she had let me talk,
if she let you talk, what were you gonna say?
I would have been like, Victoria, you literally just got engaged to this guy. You told this guy you were absolutely in love with him, and now on national television, you're gonna attack his character. I'll just be like, this is somebody that you were just like literally with.
yeah.
I was just like, you don't give a shit about him. Like, that's what I would have said. There's no doubt.
I feel it, but it's probably better for you not to get involved.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%.
Like
I
better
felt,
that she almost better that she cut you off.
Oh, 100%. I was
Yeah.
just I was so defensive. Like
Yeah.
in that time.
It's your guy.
It's my guy.
Yeah,
you know?
even like the little scenes they showed of you guys talking outside. You know, he was.
And yeah, I was so glad that I got to talk to him because he had no idea Greg was there.
Yeah.
No clue.
Oh,
Even
shit.
afterwards, like not until that night when I saw him afterwards, he goes, I heard Greg was there. I was like, yeah, dude, literally when I was outside with you, he was inside. And he was just like, dude, that's so
Yeah,
disrespectful.
they were playing both at the same time, and we were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is diabolical."
Yeah.
It was tough.
That is very sneaky.
It's reality TV.
Very
It's
sneaky.
reality
Very
TV
sneaky
for
how
you.
they operate. Yeah.
Very sneaky.
Well,
for
thank
sure.
you so much for coming
Thank
to talk
you.
to
No,
us.
this
You
was
were great.
absolutely
I feel like
amazing.
we got a lot of information. It
A
was
lot
great.
of
I know.
info. Yeah.
Go
I'm full of it.
Birds.
Go Birds.
I like
absolutely.
that you have hearing, long form conversation. The South Jersey accent really
I picked
comes
up on
out.
it.
Do I
too.
have a South
Yeah,
Jersey
100%.
accent?
But it made
Yeah,
me
it's
feel at home.
I know you sound like my uncles.
Yeah.
If I can make you feel at home, that's all I try
Yeah,
to do.
home,
Or like a little bit like Devin.
home.
A little
Yeah,
bit of home.
a little bit of home.
Everyone says Delco though too sometimes, and I'm like Delco.
No, I don't.
Like Devin always says family, and he was doing
Yeah,
that.
I hear. I definitely hear more. It's South Jersey.
It's South
like
Jersey.
it's Delco's a little harsher. I think sometimes
It's so harsh.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can tell right away if somebody's Delco.
Yeah, there's only you have certain words like
Yeah.
the O's, the short O's.
The short O's.
That's home, home,
The short O's.
water.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Tyler, so
Yep,
much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Go to store.barstoolsports.com. Shop our new merch. And most importantly, thank you guys for listening. We love you guys. Thank you for sharing all of your Spotify rap this week. That was so cool to see. We love you, and we will talk to you for the big 500 on Monday.